And a lot of people tend to make their way north toward the larger cities in order to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
Making your way back into the center of town in the direction of the inn where you'd stayed previously at the Stonehill Tavern. You see it's quite a bustle, several carts parked up outside and a few horses and mules in the nearby stables. The tavern itself sounds quite lively.
Indeed. I imagine the dwarf we found, whose name I forget, would like to meet
Gundren.
with the elf that I forget whose name who was.
The half elf was Asildar Hornwinter, and the dwarf was Gundren Rockseeker.
Indeed. So they probably want to meet up.
Meetings and gatherings are a fine thing, but I ain't had a good drink in, well, too long. Very grateful to all of you for your help in getting me out of that castle and getting me back here. I'm going to get myself a drink, and perhaps we can talk business.
Ooh, what kind of business do you have in mind?
Indeed. It is somewhat concerning that they seem to desire something from you.
I designed my map, of course.
It would be appreciated.
You mentioned the elven lass was here. Perhaps if you could see to finding her.
Well, she was here when we left. Innkeeper.
Making your way inside the town, you can see it's quite bustling, and you see the familiar halfling making the rounds, Toblin Stonehill, making rounds with some of his guests, and seeing you come in, he finishes off pouring a couple of drinks and rushes his way over as you call out to him. Good evening, gents. Welcome back. What can I do for you?
Do I immediately see our elf friend?
Looking around, you can see her at a table in the back. Got a meal in front of her, and just pouring over some documents in front of her on the table.
Okay. We're going to need some drinks delivered to our table. Something festive and fit for a celebration. It's been a good day.
Right you are. Will you still be needing your rooms? We've had them on hold for you, though we are getting quite busy.
So I can tell. We will get back to you on that right after we've had our discussion, because it will relate to our future business. But there's a very good chance that our time in this wonderful town is coming to an end.
Of course, sure. Well, have your drinks come up? Were you wanting meals as well, or just the drinks for now?
I'm kind of hungry.
I'll take something as well.
Food would be good.
That'd be 2 silver, 2 silver for each of you, and I'll have them brought right out.
Here,
2 whole silver.
here, take 3. Go nuts. And what about you, Ruin? I haven't seen you eat since ever, actually.
Rune is a very
Good old
private
Ruin
man.
is a very pious man. He does not like to eat much.
He just likes to feel the alcohol pouring down his front.
Works for me.
I do
That's
not
good.
require sustenance. Thank
Works
you
for
for your
me.
consideration.
Let's go say hello to our friend.
Say hello to my little friend.
Winding your way across the room between the tables. Miss Essendale will sort of raise her gaze as you approach and gives a slight smile and a nod and sort of gestures to the empty seats around the booth. Won't you please join me?
Well, thank you very much for the invitation.
Good to see you're back again.
Was there ever any doubt?
Really? Though I don't see your little friend, Gundren.
How the hell did he disappear to?
She can't see your goblin.
Mm.
She can't see our
Yeah.
goblin, and then she sees Gundren.
Oh, Gundren.
No.
I can't see your little friend. Full stop. Oh, Gundren.
Ah, okay. But I thought you said I couldn't. I don't know where your little friend Gundren is. Like, one, I don't know how you assumed he came in with us, and 2, where the fuck did he disappear to? Okay.
So, Gundren, how did you... Gets up out of the seat and rushes over to him saying, "Are you quite alright? How are you here?" I wouldn't worry too much less. These here, they came and found me in Cragmore Castle. If it weren't for them, I don't know where I'd be now, but that's probably a likely result. Now, as I've been saying to them, and while you know some of the details, you don't know everything, I have some business, and perhaps these folk might be able to help me. Yes. So, let's see your brothers as well, then. Aye. Sighs into the seat and grabs one of the drinks as Tobin comes and places a tray on the middle of the table. Now, I don't know how much of the history of this area any of you know.
Virtually none, other than that which is directly related to us killing things.
Well.
I don't
Do
know.
not come this far south in many years.
I can roll history to see what I know. I
No.
don't know.
Come this far north.
Yeah, I was gonna say you mean
Um,
north.
So you can roll a history if you want to.
My history is okay. I believe in myself. Wow, actually, I might know it.
Probably not for me. Art doesn't know anything. She's like, I don't know anything, really.
Like, she's just grabbing a beer.
Yep. Grabbing a beer, grabbing food, winking
Wow.
at Toblin.
It's more to do with the smaller town to the west of here, Silver Keep, but this area one quite prominent for my kin. Dwarves ran a silver mine out of Silver Keep, hence the town getting its name. But there are other mines all around this region, and one of particular interest to my brothers and I. Is a lost mine that to many of the folk typically referred to as the Wave Echo Cave.
Out of passing curiosity, is this does this cave possess some kind of valuable artifact or information within it, and is now full of vicious, violent abominations that need to be destroyed?
Well, I don't know about the abominations. The mine was lost decades ago. But stories passed down through my family and kin. So it was once the site of one of our mighty forges, and to be more specific, a spell forge. Many old artifacts and relics were crafted from materials dug out of the mines, refined there.
I think that sounds like something we have a moral obligation to recover.
Though perhaps a lot of its resources were tapped, it was once rich for all kinds of ores and minerals, and including one particular resource that would have attracted quite a bit of attention back in its time.
Which is?
Deep beneath the mines, it was said there was a vein of raw residuum.
All right. Let's pretend I don't know what that word means. If I didn't know what this word means, how would you define it?
Arcane knowledge, probably.
Well, who would have something like that?
So, it's a vein of arcane knowledge.
Oh, I thought you were asking, like, how could you tell by rolling a check?
I mean, I can. I'm happy to roll to see if I already know this as my person, but I was also... since I didn't think of that, I was having Diero actually say that.
Sorry, no, I misunderstood. No.
I doubt I know it.
I might know something.
Well, raw residuum has a crystalline form which, when broken down and refined into a powdered state, is invaluable in the construction of magical items.
Of course, everyone knows that.
I do not.
Pock does.
Pock does, but Art and Sage are just like, food, drink food.
I haven't heard of this. This is a difficult thing, but it is very valuable.
Well, it's rare.
And that's where most of its value and useful, which is where its
Okay.
value comes from.
Perhaps we can get a few more details on. You say this mine was lost, and you've reiterated that twice. What does that mean? And if this mine has all these valuables within it, why have neither you nor anyone else gone and plundered them already, or past generations of your family?
The mine was overrun decades ago, like when I was still but a boy.
The dwarves usually hide their most precious possessions. Finding it without detailed explanations on why this might be difficult.
The issue being the stories say from my grandfather that when the mine was overrun, the elders buried the entrance. Now, he reaches inside his jacket and pulls out the scroll of parchment that you returned to him previously, unfolds and opens it out across the table. Now, this is what those bastards that took me were interested in.
They wanted the mine.
My brothers and I have been piecing together information for years. We're fairly certain we know the exact location on this map.
If the entrance is buried, how do you
We'd
figure?
My brothers had gone on ahead of me. They'd been working on digging side passages and tunnels to reopen back into the mine. I was to join them when I was attacked.
Did your grandfather ever tell you what the mine was overrun by?
At the time, orcs. And since it's been buried for so long, it might be uninhabited, but could be anything down there. But the people that tagged me were after this map, well, it's a good chance they could already be inside.
Long abandoned caves always draw something nasty.
Indeed. Did the orcs attack from the surface or from the underground?
The surface, from what I'm told.
Then probably either it became their home or they just left wherever they came from. And again, if the entrance was blown up, they probably couldn't leave and starved to death inside. How do you feel about orc ghosts? The wandering spirits of angered orcs who were buried alive.
I imagine that ghost orcs are slightly more annoying than regular orcs.
Yeah, I feel like that might be the case. Well, you do force damage, so that's deal with ghost as well.
Brune has an orc-hating sword.
Which I assume still works on ghost orcs, because racism knows no bounds.
Too soon.
Too soon.
I suppose it technically is, yeah.
Anyway.
Is avoiding any politics. But now, personally, I would like to recover this mine in the name of my family. I myself am not in a position to do so right now, so what I would like to ask of you, if you would be willing, is that you go on ahead of me to scout it out and explore the mine. If there are threats inside, kill them. And in exchange, once the mine is back in my family's hands, I would be willing to grant you 5% of its value.
10%. After all, we are risking our lives, possibly.
Is this each or for the group?
For your collective.
Well, there are 6 of us, so dividing it by 5 is going to be... Dividing 5% into 6 is going to be difficult.
Yeah, it's going to be like 0 points. Fucking 8 whatever, I don't care. But
8-3 repeating, I guess.
yeah.
8-6.
8-6 something. 3,
Hmm.
6,
Either
something.
way, that seems like a really hard bargain considering the circumstances.
You roll a persuasion, South.
Don't you get a bonus because dwarven?
Yep.
He does get a bonus. Actually, is it a bonus or do you get advantage when trying to persuade
It's
dwarves?
advantage. Wait, let me make sure. I had to check this dwarf butt again.
There's too many plastic bottles on my floor.
Advantage, yes.
Hey, well, roll your persuasion with advantage then.
Persuasion.
Not the best. Oop, got to change my icon.
7%.
It's even more difficult to do.
Put a 9 because that's 1.5% for everyone.
Yeah.
That is a difficult bargain, but
I suppose it can be something we accept, though.
given that this mine
Unless-
wasn't really worked on, I am quite sure you could go up to 9%.
Persuasion again.
$20.
Right, 9%.
Yeah.
It is agreed. We will go clear this mine and ensure it is ready for future workers.
Out of character, my internet's been fritzing out, so I'm not sure if I missed something, but what exactly is Dwarf Guy's leverage here?
Leverage
Basically-
on what?
We're basically
Wait.
getting future profits for clearing out the mine.
Yeah, this mine
Yeah,
has
5
smith in it for and supposed to have
Yeah.
a vein for forging spell
Yeah,
weapons.
yeah, 5 to 9% from a long abandoned, largely unknown mine. What leverage does he have to stop us from just, going in and taking everything?
We don't know where it is.
We also are not miners. We are not going to be digging out a mine shaft for 10 to 20 years.
Are we talking about future profits? I assume this was like we get to
Future
keep
profits.
like 5 to 9% of whatever we loot from the damn
No,
place.
1 point. Wait, the
Yeah, we're
group
keeping up-
collective gets 9% of sales, 9% holding. So we get one. Every individual person gets 1.5% of sales, essentially.
Yeah, we're keeping everything we find in there. He can't prove it. We didn't grab it from in there.
Okay.
Hmm.
You're muted, Vaughn.
And I like that it's the paladin who makes that point.
Hmm.
Well, we're talking out of character right now. I said, like,
I
Pierre
know.
wouldn't make this point in character. I'm just out of character, wondering, like, wait, why? I feel like you need us a lot more than we need you here. On what basis are you arguing to keep like 90% of the loot?
And technically, it is in character. We're the ones who basically beat out whatever's in there and took it, taking it. The other conquest gives no fucks.
That is true, actually. He could justify this within his paladin oath. That he's conquered the mine, therefore the mine belongs to him.
Hmm.
At the
As
same
we
time,
do.
Sarah does not do manual labor.
Yeah, no, if it's future profits, then yeah, none of us are going to stick around to try and actually make a functioning business out of this mine. We are way too socially irresponsible for that.
Oh, the mine itself, I have rightful claim over my brothers and I. But to speak truth, if you're going on ahead, take what you wish. You won't be taking the mining equipment with you because well, that would probably be too heavy and too lacking of value for you to wish to make use of.
I don't know about the too heavy. I'm going to look over at Ruin.
You haven't seen a dwarven forge, have you, lad?
You haven't seen Ruin lift.
Touche.
I don't doubt he's a strong one, but I doubt he's going to be shifting our equipment.
Knowing him's got like enchantments to keep people from moving it. But anyway,
All right, sounds like fun.
there's no point in bringing a forge to something that hasn't even been set up anyway.
Indeed. So you show us where this place is. We will blow the door open. We will kill everything that's inside, and you can. Then you are welcome to reclaim your mine and get it going again. Make a long-standing and productive, thriving business out of it until the next horde of orcs shows up.
Well, I'd hope to be better prepared in that eventuality.
I'd certainly hope so.
As for the location,
Because we're going to need a higher percentage if we need to come back and clear the mine out again.
As for the location, follow the river westward out of town for about half a day. Take you a distance of approximately 12 miles. Then turn northward. You should, after another day's travel, come to an area of free hills standing alone. The mine is between them.
All right, we got that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I suggest we all get some rest, and we'll make off to clear this mine of yours in the morning.
Sounds like a plan. He rolls up the map parchment away after giving you directions on it and slides it back into his jacket. No, I don't know about you, but I certainly need my rest. He gets up slowly from the table and heads off upstairs.
Some rest could do us some good before we leave. Oh, sorry. Misunderstood that. No, we're...
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh. Said some rest might do us some good before we leave out.
Indeed. Let's all go to bed after we fine evening, and hope we don't get ambushed in the middle of the night.
You'll head up to your rooms, get some sleep, and awaken with the rising sun to find that none of you have been stabbed in the middle of the night.
But the inn has been burned down around us.
I think that would probably go noticed by at least one of you who does not need to sleep.
Ruin noticed it. They'll tell us when we talk about that. Like, we thought you were going to stand and watch, Ruin. I did. I watched the whole thing.
First it started burning, then it burned down.
Oh, by the way, where's my booze? I ordered like 30 bottles of ale. I don't
For the
remember how many.
party. The party.
For the party.
That is true. You did order 30 barrels. You said about a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's currently been about just over 3 days.
Yeah, okay.
3 days. I thought it was like 2 days there and 2 days back.
About a day and a half.
Eh.
You're basically into day 4 now. Yes, as you're getting up in the morning, you see Toblin. It's like, so, you still wanting that order, Mr. Ruin?
Can you repeat what you said?
Is it you're still wanting that order, Mr. Ruin, sir?
Sure. Why not?
Some of the caravans coming through for the Harvest Festival that are all heading up toward Angrad. It should be doable within the next couple of days.
Neat.
Hey, booze.
Yes, as you're all making your way down in the morning, you can see Gundren sitting talking to Esseldar. And after a few moments, she'll get up and come over to you. So, how soon do you all expect you'll be heading off?
I just gotta look towards Diero since he's been making all the decisions.
When are we going to head off this place?
Yeah, whenever you guys are ready. I imagine we might probably have to head off earlier. Just how far away is this mine? Say, like we got. It seems like it's a couple miles, probably.
12 miles plus a little more.
12 miles west, and then probably another 15 to 20 miles beyond that northward.
That's several hours. So we'll probably want to head out immediately, so that hopefully we can get there at a reasonable hour to clear the place out.
It would eventually take you the better part of most of a day to get there.
Precisely. So, thinking, if we leave early, we can get there in time to clear the place and then come back tomorrow.
Indeed.
Although I am surprised Diero didn't want to torture the poor townsmaster, whatever his name was, with, a basilisk head.
I can't think of a reasonable way to get him involved with this. So,
Has by the way, has the town stocked up on the magical inks yet?
I think how long.
I can't remember how long it was to the to all that we've been.
Because you got
through.
the ink before, the last of the ink before the orc thing. So it was the orc thing.
Yeah,
and
so
the,
we went
and
to the orc thing, then to the goblin thing.
it's been at least a week, and they said it would be at least a week.
Yeah.
It's possible they might have some.
We basically need 150 gold pieces worth. They have that much.
Well, if you make your way back over to the store, make your way back over to the exchange, have just opened up for business. Welcome back to the Lion Shield Costa. It's good to see you here again.
Come to buy all your ink again. Possibly not all, but
well, you'd be in luck then. We did just happen to get a new shipment come in from Alhambra in the south just last night from a caravan.
Oh, that is good indeed. We'll need 3 doses.
Well, we don't have a huge amount of stock, but if we have, let's see, 250 gold worth right now.
I'll take all of it and pay in platinum.
That would be 25 then.
Indeed.
And she, happily takes the coins, inspects a couple of them, and then, puts them all in a drawer under the counter. It's like, well, I'd set it all aside here just in case you did return, since you had requested. She turns and reaches out to one of the shelves and pulls down 5 small vials, which she places on the counter in front of you. Would that be all you're after today?
Yes, unless you have spell scrolls.
I don't believe we have any of those in stock right now. Not something I tend to deal in very often.
Yes, that is to be expected. Thank you for your patronage.
And do be sure to come again if you're still in town.
Oh, I certainly will. No. Okay. We have we had bought the carriage, right? So I don't.
Yes, Ruin
Actually-
had the carriage.
Yeah, I can.
Which
do
half
my,
the time he's been sleeping in.
Yeah, so I can actually spend my do the magical scribing my spellbook while we are on the move, so we don't actually have to wait for 3 hours. For me to do that.
anyone have any further business in town before you choose to depart?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Seems good as well. Anything else?
Not that I can think of unless someone needs to buy anything. And I don't think so, because I think we're more than good on healing potions at the moment. Can't think of anything else we were waiting on to be done.
One of these days, we'll build a house out of healing potions.
I was gonna say we have several of them, don't we?
There's like a communal 10 plus people's individual ones that they might have on their that they have themselves. But I know there's like a 10 in the communal pile.
Healing potions. I have 3 healing potions and 3 healing poultices.
I have none, surprisingly, because I never grabbed any besides the one I had earlier.
Make sure you don't drink the wrong one.
I also have 2 potions of growth, 1 potion of water breathing.
Yeah, I have 2 potions of healing for myself, and then in the communal one, the communal area, I have 10 potions of healing, a potion of growth, and a potion of invisibility.
I think it might be good if I grab at least 2, just in case. So it's down to 8.
Okay, I'll adjust that. I like how my character
I don't-
sheet's just kind of keeping track of everything that we're getting. I still
The
have to
rogue's
cast.
keeping her eyes on the goods.
Yeah, pretty much, because I have the communal goods and then I have my goods in a separate area. I have potions in a completely different area though, too, so that they don't get lost in listing loots.
Makes sense.
It's not the rogue keeping track. It's the totally the business person keeping track of all the goods. That's it. Totally a businesswoman.
Well, with your affairs in order, you can all get set up on your cart and your horses, or your giant celestial cat thing.
I did actually summon that back because I feel like we're going into places that are not going to be very conductive towards the giant cat.
Yeah, it's quite possible. You do actually have a spare horse at the moment, which had been Droop's.
Yeah.
So you can all get saddled up and begin to make your way westward out of Marston once again. As you head westward along the trail following the river, you see in the morning a few people with wagons heading the other way eastward back toward Marston along the road, and someone will give you a nod and a way. Some moving aside to let you pass when the trail gets narrow. After you've gone about a good 8 to 10 miles, you're getting well clear of the area on Marston, clear of the trees and forests, and coming out into more farmland terrain. You see large waves of fields of crops around you, though many of them looking withered or dead in places. Some burnt out looking farmhouses and burnt fields. And passing by this road, eventually you come to a point where you're roughly where on the map you think Gundren had told you should then turn north off the trail.
Certainly not the best looking area.
Certainly not the best looking, no, but with some of your work as a paladin, you've seen some of this sort of thing before. With all the stories you'd heard of the neighboring town of Stoverkeep having the area around it raided, often by packs of gnolls that they told you they'd only recently managed to deal with. Have some of them been raiding the surrounding farms and burning them.
Which we just learned about right before dealing with the orcs.
Indeed. You make your way further northward, heading out across open plains. After several hours' fairly uneventful journey, anyone that wants to can go ahead and feel free to make for me a perception check.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm doing good today.
Shit.
Art's just on her horse, not paying attention to anything.
Fear not, everyone. Diero is here. Oh.
Diero
okay.
is actually here.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd roll very well because my perception is 2.
Hey, I got a -1. I'm not perceptive.
Well, that's everything about being bard is technically I'm not terrible at anything, but I don't expect much from the stuff I'm just mediocre in.
It's like you're good at some things and mediocre at the rest, but it'll do.
No, that's incorrect. I am exceptional at certain things and mediocre at the rest.
Well, the arrow Saraf and Sash, as you're making your way northward, you see a bit ahead of you, like to the north and slightly to the west, faint trails of smoke rising and what appears to be birds circling.
Of birds?
Hmm?
What type of birds?
Crows, ravens.
Carry on, birds. Yay!
Maybe I can talk to them.
I mean, you could. Surely a bird counts as a small beast.
Depends on the bird, but these sorts, yeah.
I was gonna say, if it's a vulture, no.
If
In
it's
the
a
grand
giant
scheme of things,
eagle,
they're still a small beast. I mean, what is the exact size at which a bird ceases to be a small beast?
when it's a giant eagle.
When
Well,
it's a
yeah, I guess-
vulture. I was gonna say anything like
Yeah.
past the size of
Yeah, well,
about a
yeah,
turkey.
I mean, the examples at least includes badgers, and badgers are pretty big.
So if it's large enough for a goblin or a gnome to use it as a mount, it's no longer a small beast. Which means you're not very good at talking to some breeds of dog.
Eurasian badgers weigh 40 pounds.
Like I said, some
Yeah.
breeds of dog. You can talk to most of them fine, but if there's a Saint Bernard, he just ignores you.
Yeah. Probably sees me as food.
See, all the small ones see you as food as well, but then you start talking to them.
Yes.
But yes, you can see carrion birds circling and the smoke rising to the north and a little to the west.
But
I think it's time for my comical gestures and sounds. Yeah, something like that.
That was creepy. You pop up the timing.
is it about how far away are they?
Hard to judge distance.
Oh,
Maybe,
shit, I got a 24.
fine, maybe half a mile.
Okay.
Also, probably like most vultures, yeah, are a couple pounds. So
Mm.
Turkey, though.
Yes.
what are we talking about? The turkey vulture or the turkey bird? Huh?
Turkey bird.
Mm.
So those will be bigger than Pollock.
Are they more or less in the direction that we're going?
Roughly, maybe a little bit off to the left.
Okay.
Wild, the turkeys are bigger than any vulture. Yeah, they're like 11 to 20 pounds. But is that big?
For a bird? That's,
I get. Well, yes, no. I guess that is pretty fat for a bird.
I mean, 16.5 pounds doesn't seem very big, but you put that on a cat, like mine, she's just fat.
But a badger can be 40 pounds.
That is true.
That's
Yeah,
also fucking huge.
I feel like it'd be really hard for a bird to be bigger than a badger because unless we're talking like flightless birds, but they don't count. I'm not going to argue that say an ostrich is not a small beast.
Try and speak to beasts to a fucking cassowary. There's no size limit for speaking to beasts for primeval awareness.
Indeed.
Probably.
The
Yeah.
fuck was that?
Yeah, but what was it? To do Pox, the gnomes thing, specific thing is speak with small beasts. So we need to define what a small beast is.
And
Yeah, small or
primeval
smaller
awareness.
beasts.
Primeval awareness is you don't necessarily talk to them, is that you can make sort of crude gestures and things, and they can get an understanding of what you're trying to tell them.
Yeah, actually, it's just a small or smaller beast. So if the size category is small, so like a boar is medium, so I can talk to a boar. But cat is tiny, so I can talk to a cat.
Yeah, and most sort of typical woodland creatures, like squirrels and
Yeah. But giant eagle is large beast. As
yeah,
is-
people can ride giant eagles.
yeah. But hawk is tiny beast, so.
Indeed,
Doing out there.
there's people popping balloons. These are downstairs.
Owl is a tiny beast, so a lot of the birds are tiny.
So
What-
Lisa and Leanne are out there, are they?
Yeah,
Oh, fair enough.
I think a giant eagle is literally a giant eagle, like with
Yes.
a wingspan of 20 meters.
Yeah, no, I assume when we said giant eagle that we're
the word giant implies a lot of things.
that we're talking about some sort of D&D fantasy eagle, something.
The same
Literal.
sort of things you see in Tolkien, like the 12 to 20 foot wingspan.
Yeah, the ones
Like
that
the
could
eagles
grab.
that could have taken the fucking ring to.
Yes.
The ones that could grab us, the way an actual eagle grabs a rabbit. So,
Yeah, I mean, a mule is only a medium beast, so giant eagle is bigger than a mule.
Anyway, we're getting off track here a little.
Mule is an animal with long funny ears.
Shush.
No.
Constrictor snake is large beast.
okay. Pythons are huge, but anyway.
Yeah, that is true.
Some of
It's
them small.
as big as a bear.
Okay, I assume they're thinking like anaconda.
Yeah,
Probably. Oh,
yeah,
that's true.
especially from the movies. Those were fucking huge. But anyway, I will
If-
find a small woodland creature to talk to and ask what's going on in the distance.
You want to say something as well, Vaughn?
No.
Fine. Well, after a sort of minute of trying to utilize your ability, eventually a small crow flies down and lands on the side of your cart, turning its head to one side and caws at you once. Or pecking once or twice at the side of the cart. So how exactly does your ability work in terms of speaking with small beasts? Do you speak or do you just kind of get
Through sounds and gestures, you can communicate simple ideas with smaller beasts. So, simple idea, what is going on out there?
Well, I think a more simpler, valid question would be: is there danger? Because danger is a simple idea.
Yeah, I guess so. I want to see all those meerkats raise their heads up at the same time.
The crow sort of cocks his head to one side, looking at you for a minute, and then sort of hops down into the cart and sitting in front of you. And then sort of cocks his head the other way, and then just flips over onto its back and just lies there for a second.
Hawk, why did you kill a crow?
This is very delicate situation. It seems we have offended the crow. And we must apologize. Oh, it's trying to tell us that there is something dead lying in the yonder.
I'm
Behind
gonna
the
look up at all the
trees.
vultures and think, well, that's very useful information. Huh?
It's sort of, after a few moments of just lying there still, sort of does its ring a bit and rolls over and gets back up and then pecks at the cart in front of you a couple of times.
Ah, I see. I
2
take a
words.
few seeds and place them in front of the crow.
Play charades with a bird.
First word is 2 syllables.
Yeah, fine. It will sort of peck up the seeds and sort of then flaps its wings out wide.
Okay. Turns out he didn't like when we called you, when Rook called you Birdman. He felt that really insensitive and not respectful. But I managed to ease things out, so you'll find the error.
You need to stop dressing in bird face, Diero. It's just disrespectful.
I'm going to ignore all this disrespect to the angelic Evans.
Just as I ignore all your jabs towards me. Yeah. Got it.
I mean, do we even know
They are
Diero is
not the,
angelic?
they are not the same thing.
You've seen him glow a few times and suddenly have wings sprout.
Well, I mean, that could be just a mutation.
Yeah. Sej has literally no comprehension of any faith structure outside of what Saroth has taught him.
Yeah. I mean, I've never talked or anything. I don't know how much you would know or suspect, but as said, you can make your own presumptions by the fact that every now and then Diero suddenly, sprouts wings and starts glowing with holy radiant light.
Yeah, but there's things in the Underdark that glow, so you're not special.
Burn the witch.
Like, Sej personally
My-
knows about 3 different types of fungus that glow. Are you a fungus?
All of my magic is
He's not a
completely
very fun
normal
guy.
and acceptable.
He's not a very fun guy.
Boo.
I should have been a Scourge ass. Try not to become a Scourge ASMR. Try not to become a Scourge ASMR. Try not to resist the urge to burn everything.
After a few moments, the crow flutters its wings again and then takes off flying northward away from you. A couple minutes later, returns, perches on Diero's shoulder.
The crow?
The crow.
Hey, crow.
Drops something out of its beak in front of you, and then flutters wings and flies off again.
Fascinating. What is it?
It looks like a small stone pendant on a piece of thread.
Does this mean anything to me?
Crudely carved and looks like it has some runes etched into the front of it.
That'd
Are
be
they
in.
dwarven runes?
Probably dwarven runes.
Who speaks Dwarven?
Well, with
Yeah.
You do?
The belt of the Dwarven kind, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Sarah.
right, yeah. I don't even need to cast comprehend languages then. That's good.
Indeed, because Sarah can read and speak dwarven.
Sarah, does this mean anything to you? Nice beard, by the way.
And that's a good point. Roll your D100.
Yep.
Ooh,
No more
that's a
no
big
more-
beard.
No more frills.
Ah,
You gotta roll low.
Nice lack of beard, by the way.
And he's still got some, it just hasn't grown anymore.
mm.
Yeah, I could speak, read, and write Dwarvish, so glad I could understand it.
If it is dwarven origin.
Yep.
I should hope it's not the Dwarf's brothers having been ambushed and killed. That wouldn't be nice.
Well, see a couple runes. The runes say simply written strength and honor, and beneath it 2 runes that symbolize for rock and seeker.
Rock Seeker.
Yeah, as in Gundren Rockseeker. at
Yeah,
the
that
map.
sort of make. For some reason, I didn't connect the name. It's like, what? Why do they think? I know they're thinking rock, but where?
It's either a sign. This is a sign. We are close, or close to the mine, and or possibly a sign that our dwarf friend is actually dead, and that was some kind of imposter we were dealing with. But that seems unlikely.
Well,
not-
he said his brothers were already at the mine.
I think his brother's name was also Gundren.
No, Roxiga.
That's their last name, yeah. So so that means something bad could have happened to them.
Yeah, that's not good. I think we need to get there immediately. See what's going on.
I find myself in agreement. Let's pick up the pace.
Right on, horses.
Well, we got money. We'll hire some servants to run times with coconuts. So,
Oh god. And hay fever. So, do you make your way in the direction of the smoke trail?
Yes.
indeed.
After another 15 to 20 minutes, you find yourself coming up close to it. And you can see a little bit ahead, amongst just a couple trees out in a field, it looks to be a small makeshift camp.
Is there anything we can immediately see about it from distance?
Looks like there have been a couple of tents set up there that are mostly burnt through canvas now, sort of smoldering slightly. And you can see several bodies around.
Yeah, that's certainly a massive sign of trouble.
Yes, this doesn't look good.
Time to investigate the camp.
Still see a few carrion birds circling overhead, though. Some that were on the ground take off as you approach.
Hopefully we're just finding the remnants of whoever assaulted this camp and not his family.
As you approach the camp and look around, make perception checks for me.
Does anyone want to interrogate the vultures, find out if they saw anything?
I speak many languages. Vulture is not one of them.
I fear there might be medium beast.
They're like 2 to 5 pounds.
And now I need to check D&D Beyond to see, are vultures medium?
Perception or
They are in fact medium beasts.
Huh. Well,
Because
okay then.
Dungeons and Dragons, everyone.
It's like they're light, but they're big?
I mean, yes, they are reasonably large as far as birds go, but yeah, they're big time flight birds, so yeah, they're super light.
It's still not necessarily about mass and more to do with just with size.
Highly charismatic for birds.
Yes, you did well on perception.
I was gonna ask, is it perception or investigation?
I'll allow either one.
Well, they're exactly the same for me.
Yeah, looking around the different bodies lying around the camp, you don't see. I mean, the one first thing you notice, there are several bodies. None of them seem to be dwarves.
Do they seem to be humans?
None. Not human either.
Are they doppelgangers?
Monkeys?
As you approach,
A gelatinous
see-
cube?
no gelatinous cubes, and if there were, you might not see it with your perception rolls. No, you see what look to actually be the bodies of several orcs and several bugbears.
Ooh.
Well, that's either really good or more likely really bad.
Well, it's encouraging that they killed those, and there's no dwarven corpses.
Yes.
The thing
but
is, the option is that they've been taken prisoner and dragged away. Can we find drag marks?
Investigation.
Investigation.
that's
Not very
That's-
good.
that's not even what I'm thinking about, though. They may have been taken prisoner, or maybe eaten. We'll need to determine that. But if something came in and just wiped out a bunch of orcs and bugbears without taking any casualties of their own, that is something either really good or really bad.
I wouldn't think they were eaten. We've seen how orcs and bugbears kind of are. They're not exactly clean. There'd be a mess all over.
Now I'm talking about whatever came in and am I the crazy one here? I'm talking about whatever killed the orcs and bugbears, because I'm thinking like it'd be something could come in and just kill all these people without suffering any casualties. Then it might be some kind of giant monster.
Oh, for
I
some
would-
reason, my brain was thinking this was not a bugbear camp. It's like, oh, it was like they invaded the camp.
I assume my initial assumption was that these orcs and bugbears were traveling together, but maybe But if maybe the investigation will bear out that it was an orc camp and the bugbears attacked it.
That is also quite
Who
possible. too.
investigates what killed the orcs?
Using the Kitsuki method.
Using the Kitsuki method, you examine some of the bodies. For one thing, what you can see about the camp, I mean, from some of the things you can see, what's left smoldering in the tents seem to be sort of some basic equipment and tools. Looking at the bodies, some of the orcs had been, hit by large weapons, clubs, or axes. Several of the dead orcs seem to have been killed by small and precise puncture wounds to the neck.
Hmm.
So that's not bugbears.
Not
Giant-
not small enough to be vampires, Vaughn. I heard you shout that out, though it didn't come through the mic.
That was what I
Giant
was thinking.
scorpions!
Yeah, that's another thought. Singular puncture wounds?
Some of them singular, some of them two.
How big?
Okay, so giant scorpions ally with giant snakes.
Mm.
Now, did these punctures deliver poison, or did they pierce like a important artery or heart? Or
Oh yeah, it could be
Well,
assassins with
that's-
stilettos.
See, the ones that have two puncture wounds, there's a slight sort of greenish purple hue around the wounds.
Oh.
The singular ones all look more like knife wounds to the throat.
How intact are the bodies?
Some of them have picked out a bit by carrion. They look like they've probably been here a couple days.
So assassins with pet snakes is what I'm getting.
Why does it
Sounds
have to be
nice.
snakes?
Because
Two-
we've decided that snakes.
You said two. You said can't be vampires, but I'm thinking something else that bites you with like two similar fangs that delivers a bunch of poison. Though I guess consequently, what was it? Maybe spiders. Spiders, yeah.
consider snakes and spiders as projectiles.
Oh
Con-
my god, snake arrows like in Totally Accurate Battle Simulator?
Oh god.
We've
Consider
cracked it!
consider what you know about one of the people in this area.
He has a magic hut that he sells things from.
Not him.
He hangs in an abandoned town, doing nothing.
There was the town with spiders and dragons and.
Oh
plant
yeah.
people.
Oh yeah. The fucking dragon had a nest of giant spiders that we avoided because they were actually pretty easy to avoid.
I'm thinking more particularly, you've heard references to someone a couple of times who has gone by one moniker.
Wait, we do have that note.
Goldberg.
There's a note in our handouts.
There is. Letter
letter.
from the Black Spider.
Ooh.
Maybe we need to think more literally.
He's literally a spider?
Ooh.
Oh wait,
A
that thing that was the mimicky thing was dressed up like a drow.
Drider! It's a Drider!
See that any dwarven maps in their possession are delivered to me with haste.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I forgot about that guy. Yeah, that seems like that's what he's been doing. So I'm guessing that would be his work. Either he has giant spiders in his possession, or he is literally a giant spider or a shapeshifter.
Or
Not really anything out.
both?
Yeah, exactly.
Drider!
Maybe he rides a giant spider. Either way, I think we want to kill him.
But yes, most of the dead bugbears look like they've been, cut up, slashed with various bladed weapons. Most of the dead orcs are puncture wounds to the neck.
Does it look like this was either a bugbear or orc
No.
camp?
No, it doesn't look like either of them own the camp. Considering
So it was probably the dwarves camp and the Black Spider attacked with orcs and bugbears? But why would the orcs and bugbears have those spider wounds?
The orcs and bugbears came and attacked the dwarves, and the black spider like jumped on everybody and was like, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you! I'm taking the dwarves."
Possibly, or the black spider came with the orcs and bugbears, and then after the battle was done, backstabbed his allies.
Also possible.
Can we see tracks where the orcs and the bugbears came from?
survival, I think, for tracking. Survival or investigation.
No.
I can't investigate today.
Good then.
Does the ranger not get any benefits for tracking?
Apparently not.
Looking around at
I mean, if I can do it successfully, I can tell how many there are, their sizes, and how long ago they were there, but
they rode in single file to hide them. Looking around the outskirts of the camp, looks like the orcs approach the area from probably the southwest.
they count as humanoids, don't they? They're humanoids, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, no, so I should have had advantage of that anyway.
The bugbears, you can tell as well.
Yeah.
The orcs came from the southwest. The bugbears looked as though they approached the camp from the north, along with several other sets of prints.
What type of prints?
Two of them definitely humanoid bipedal. Lighter than the orcs or bugbears, also coming from the north, as well as a couple larger creatures with many more limbs.
Spiders. Or centipedes. Giant centipedes.
Eh. Creepy crawly, kill 'em all.
But the general direction we want to be heading in anyway is north-ish, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So it just means like the orcs were probably coming up this direction.
Oh fuck, you're right. I'm so dumb. It's Drow.
I mean, I said that. I said that the fucking person who we killed who was actually in a disguise was disguised as a drow.
Yeah. For some reason I didn't make the connection to our immediate situation. That yeah, black spiders, fucking Drow. Yeah, they've got fucking stiletto knives. They've got giant spiders that they work with and control, and spider mages.
Yay! Spider mage, spider mage.
Which, goddamn, if the black spider is actually a Drow arachnomancer, this is gonna be fun.
In
Don't
character,
worry,
I
he'll
have
probably just
no
get stunned
idea.
to death.
In character, I have no idea what any of it means except there's footprints from here and from there, and most likely we need to follow the ones that go from the north.
Not Drow. Why Drow? I fucking hate Drow. Let's go kill them.
Has beef with drow.
Drow.
Here's the
Little
question.
bones. They snap fairly easily.
Here's the question: Does Diero hate Drow more than Tieflings, or are they on equal footing?
I mean, the big question is, did Diero hate the Drow, or is it just Reeve?
This is also a question.
It's mostly Reeve. I don't think that Diero has ever had any experience or has terribly in-depth knowledge about the Drow. Once he does, he will hate them. I'm sure he hates them at least on a broad conceptual level, because I'm sure he knows they are evil. But no, this is me, the player, hates the Drow because of all their magic bullshit.
Yes. I'm
And their poison. Their
I guess-
goddamn poison.
I guess I should ask this question once Diero is more acquainted with Drow, of whether he hates them more than Art, or are we on equal footing there?
I mean, if you start using Drow poison,
Well, now we know what killed the bugbears and orcs.
I
Is
say,
there anything else in the camp we can find?
I was gonna say, would anybody in the group besides Sedge put together the hints that point to drow specifically at this moment?
you're the only one with a great deal of knowledge of the Underdark.
I was gonna say probably only Sedge, because Art, I don't think, has any idea about much in the Underdark. Unless it was just, over bloated old wives' tales that scared the ever-living bejesus out of her while she was growing up.
I mean, there would be stories told to kids, stay out of the dark places.
Yeah, like I said, over exaggerated old wives' tales to keep children in line, kind of thing.
But it's like if I ever threw a mind flare at you guys, none of you would have a fucking clue what a mind flare is.
Yeah, Says he's gonna poke around at the footprints, and look back at the bodies, come back to the footprints, wander around a little bit, taste the air, and then look back at the group.
Taste the bodies.
Yeah. The ones that don't have poison. In
Poison.
them are gonna have
I was gonna say, I think
have a
I
few
think
fingers taken off.
Sej might
Yeah,
know
not
a
fresh.
bit. Sej might
Yeah.
know the difference between a poisoned body and non-poisoned.
he does.
It's the main way you know they've been here for a few days. It's just the taste.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I asked. But then yeah, he's going to look back at the group. It was, and he's gonna tilt his head and scratch his chin a bit. Under elf, dark skin.
Under
Like
elf.
the doppelganger appeared to be. Yes?
Doppelganger?
Question mark?
The creature that had dark skin and elf features in the castle.
False
Then-
face.
False face,
False
yes.
face. Correct.
Yes.
But these are not false face checks. These are
Real.
okay.
With spider.
Puder.
They see in the dark.
Oh, they live in the dark.
Do not attack in the day.
So the solution is mine away the top of the mountain so the sun will shine into it.
Surely. Wait. Sej's whole thing, whole specialization is that she's like some sort of deeps hunter, ranger, whatever it's called.
Deep stalker. Yep.
Yeah, specializes in hunting the Underdark. So surely she must have some knowledge, like of who and what the Drow are.
Yes, but
And he's
maybe
trying to
not.
tell you.
Like Sej knows. Sej is not that smart, and Sej does not speak common very well, so he's kind of putting words together.
I really hope they're still close by and we don't have to chase these bastards into the Underdark.
And considering their tribe, they may not even call them but we know as them as they are.
They see good in dark. Traps. Set. Hide and attack.
So they like to ambush. All I can, I hear that noise and all I can imagine is a lizard's head bobbling up and down very rapidly.
Imagine my head doing the same thing because that's what I'm sitting here doing.
But we do have one thing that could technically counter their see good in dark, not so well in light. And she's gonna just look over at Diero. Cause
I was gonna say, and Seji's just gonna point a claw at Diero and just go, shine.
shine. Birdman.
Shine on you, crazy Devlin.
I have no problem with scouring the abominations that abhor the light.
Nah, you don't have to necessarily sprout their wings. I'm sure that little light trick you do by touching yourself works just fine.
Crazy.
It doesn't have to be me.
He usually casts. You've always cast it on yourself.
Yeah, it's easy just to touch my own armor.
Could be worse. You could just climb a ladder and then your leg starts glowing.
Could have poke part and cast light on her.
I mean, it's a good way to ensure whoever gets the cast on them is going to be the primary target for our enemies.
Yeah,
Hey, guys!
if he's really gonna cast light on Art, Art's gonna be like, I didn't ask you to touch me. I feel dirty.
Your would have been your
Can I
armor.
cast the illusion of light?
Logically, you could. I don't know how that would work.
Hmm.
Everything
Like-
his light touches.
What time of day is it?
Now?
Yeah.
I was thinking afternoon.
Yeah, late afternoon, starting to get toward early evening. It's
Don't
not.
say it like that again. I nearly answered my time.
What time is it now, Zeph?
Zeb,
Screw you two.
Zeb, we need a time call.
But
Uh.
yeah, so just gonna look around again and then look up at the sky and then kind of gesture for everybody to start walking again.
I wanted to search the camp if there was anything else left in it.
You can give me a quick investigation.
Also
Have a
loot
quick
the
poke
dead.
around.
Yeah. I mean, while Sage was talking to you, he was cutting bits off the bodies.
For later.
I can't investigate for shite.
There's not really a lot of value left behind because there's a few basic mining tools. There's not much here beyond the burnt tents and the bodies.
Yeah, none of us can investigate today.
A couple of the orcs and bugbears have like small pouches of coin on them. They're not a lot of change. Like, you find in total, just sort of patting down all the bodies, 11 gold and 17 silver.
Ray.
There's not really a lot on them to find.
There's not. Oh my goodness.
Yes. And you can see, even here from the camp, if you turn your gaze northward, you can see maybe another half a mile off, set of hills standing alone in the plain.
Is that where we are going?
It's where you were told to look by Gundren.
Yeah, okay.
Betwixt the hills.
I feel like the intervention of the drow kind of takes precedence.
The drow came and went from that direction.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
well,
I figured that the tracks are leading us roughly in that direction.
okay. Well, that's convenient.
I mean, what's a better way to get to the Underdark than a fucking tunnel that the dwarves have managed to knock through to it?
Oh, god damn it.
They dove too far and too deep.
I mean, at least it seems like they didn't actually dig into hell. So, take our
That we
take
know
our
of.
small blessings that we know of. Huh?
Well, that's it. Yeah, the dwarves are digging away, diggy, and then suddenly there's a fucking elf in front of them. What the shit are you?
Could be worse. They could be digging and find a mine flare in front of them.
Also true. Also true. But yes, the tracks are leading more or less directly to the line, to the mine. Am I correct?
Weaving a little bit, coming from that general direction.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the easiest to follow a trail, but there is a trail through the long grass. Especially finding spaced out flattened patches from, a larger creature moving through.
We might need to renegotiate our contract with Gundren if our situation just got elevated from orcs to drow, because they are not the same thing.
Well, he told you he told you it was overrun by orcs decades ago, and the entrance was buried.
Yes, and that I'm just saying that's generally speaking we were led to expect. We came in expecting things like a bunch of orcs. If we're getting drow, that's different.
Yeah, but now we're getting 9% of their profits that they find in the Underdark too.
Cool. Does that mean we get
Also-
9% of the slaves?
The Underdark does have valuable shit, so
all the armors burn up in the sunlight.
yeah. I guess that's true. It's of limited utility.
So we approach the hills.
Also, if the other dwarves are captured, we can make other 9% deals with those orcs. Those dwarves.
This turns from an adventuring party into a mercantile concern real fucking quick.
Yeah, we don't tell about the previous deal. We'll help you if you give us 9%. So we have 9% from each dwarf.
There's also one thing I'm going to ask you guys to start thinking about, by the way.
I can't promise to think.
Dancing?
I think that's a bit too much to
Think of a name for yourselves.
The turtle.
No, that's taken. I know those guys. Well, we don't have to think about the name right now. We just need
No,
to go into the
don't.
hill.
I guess if you really want to name yourselves, just call yourselves a Significant Six, and people won't be able to deny it.
Oh, I thought you meant for us individually. I was like, why do I
No,
need
for your adventuring party.
That's true. We do have to need something to call ourselves people and get business cards printed.
Well, we could be like Marston 7, but we are only 6 because Troop is no longer with us.
Just refer to yourselves as Pock and Co.
And we're not permanently based or operate in Marston. We've just been stuck there for a while because new jobs keep cropping up because this area is so unbelievably fucked.
I mean, we're technically all from around Malamber. Well, the majority.
I mean, I was trying to make a poor comparison to Uberstrike 5, but
Yeah.
because there's always only 4 of them about.
4 doesn't matter.
Also, Kosh wants to share with the 9%, by the way.
Kosh is probably a better negotiator than Sedge.
You're an overgrown lizard. You have no rights.
But Sedge or Kosh?
Kosh, you're bipedal.
Kosh,
I mean, he is too, if you want to get down to it.
he's saying Kosh because he's more afraid of what would happen if he was trying to point that you're an overgrown lizard at Sedge. He's seen Sedge go shark mode, alligator mode, whatever mode.
Yes. You follow the
Kosh has got better intelligence and better charisma than Sedge.
He's got
Indeed.
better intellect than I do too.
Yes, but he's just a lizard. You're a lizard man, and that's what matters.
True.
It was not the first case where the owner is dumber than the pet.
Also true. But yes, you were saying, Altor?
Yes, you're able to follow the trail northward toward the hills and starts to disappear a bit as you come onto more rockier terrain.
So, are there any of my favorite enemy? Sorry, that was the wrong one I clicked. But are there any of my favorite enemy within 5 miles of me?
Your favorite enemy.
This is
Humanoids.
actually a fair point. There shouldn't be many humanoids out here other than the fucking drow.
This is a good question. Let's see.
And any orcs, I guess. Or the surviving dwarves. Or whatever.
One.
And this is 5 miles within a 3-dimensional plane.
Oh god. Wait. How deep down is the Underdark?
I don't know.
Miles.
It's honestly,
Yeah, I think Steve
it's
Burton miles.
weirdly sort of extra dimensional when it comes to the Underdark.
Between 1 to 10 miles, apparently.
Yeah, because like whole sort of planetary core thing in D&D works completely not normal.
Oh no, physics don't exist in D&D.
But if
Any
you said within 5 miles,
Yep, choking, but yep.
okay, let's see. 117,604. No.
Sage can only count to 3.
11.
Okay. Sage is going. Does that include our group?
Including your group, 17, if you include yourself.
Okay.
Surely we're not talking yet. Sensing the people that she can see standing in front of her.
Alright, so that is. So it also reveals their general direction and distance in miles from me.
Most of them, or pretty much all of them, are in some vague distant direction, about between north and northwest of you. I don't know, north and northeast of you, and most of them within. I need to get a measuring tool that I can see. That's honestly, this is too big.
That's what she said.
I think we should head that way. If there are humanoids out here, odds are good they need to be either saved or scoured, or both.
Within about 400 feet.
On the
No.
same vertical plane as us or down?
Not on the same vertical plane as you. All of them roughly north and northeast, and not quite 400 feet. Probably about 600 or 700 feet
Down in the ground?
down underground.
Okay.
You cannot sense anything else nearly within a few miles. Well,
Okay.
you are detecting a few other traces, but they're several miles away to the south, like southwest.
You said there was about 11 of them.
11 in close proximity, not including yourselves.
Okay. Um, okay. Yeah, so Sedge is going to stop everybody and he's going to kind of sniff the air and prowl around a bit. And it's going to take a minute or two. But eventually he's going to stop and look back at the group. Point in the general direction, but also point down and say, there are some of people in ground.
Well, yes, that's where people tend to put their people. When they cease to live, rather than eating them.
He's gonna look at you confused and cock his head just like, why would you waste good meat like that? But anyway. But then he's gonna shake his head. No. Moving. Alive. He's gonna look at the group. And then Kosh is gonna chitter something. And he's going to like us, but more. Some more.
Sounds like Drow to me.
Not many, but some.
So we find a passage down there.
This way. And he is going to actually start rolling perception now because of those tricksy drows. And he is legitimately concerned about traps having been laid for any pursuers.
Okay. As you continue making your way across the rocky terrain, not seeing any traps around you as you move on. As one of the ways moving between the hills, you see looks to be a small hollow or cave dug into the side of one of the hills. So looks to be quite collapsed.
Does it look like humanoid creatures could go through the gap?
Not without a lot of digging or moving of material.
So how did the drow get through?
I was going to say, I am concerned about them stopping to reseal the fucking entrance.
Does it look like it's recently been resealed?
Doesn't look terribly fresh now. Roll survival for me.
Does this count as my...
Yes.
Okay, so I do get advantage on that. 22.
Wouldn't matter with the advantage anyway.
Hey.
Looks like this. The rockfall here covering this entrance doesn't seem to be at all fresh, but you spot a few tracks that had been around, moving back and forth around this area. Some of them fresh, some of them older, some of them belonging to larger humanoids, some definitely to ones of smaller stature. And you see a couple of them, the trail leading off a little bit to the west of you.
Okay, so just going to the west.
You make your way along, and then you find your way to a small rocky outcrop where you find stones with lots of scorch marks across them, as well as signs of rocks having been broken with picks.
Is there actually a hole here though, or is there just like the pile of rocks that look like they've been damaged?
No, you find stones with scorch marks, and just around the side of the hill, just past them, there's a hill going down into the ground.
Does this look like a drow burrow?
Doesn't look like a drow burrow. I don't really know how to say what a drow burrow looks like.
I imagine they look like trapdoor spider burrows because that's how they look in my head. Then it occurs to me, I don't know if you've ever seen a trapdoor spider burrow.
I have in documentaries.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I imagine it's I don't know why I imagine it's kind of one of those funnel spider things, but no.
Yeah, funnel web spider funnels are fun.
But no, it's like a hole in the ground with, you can see a couple crude wooden ladders descending down into the darkness below.
Okay.
Oh,
Is the hole
God.
big enough for ruin?
Oh, I was
What?
just suddenly imagining this actually was like a giant trapdoor spider burrow. Giant spider suddenly jumps out, like grabs one of us and drags it down.
I wouldn't be surprised. But yes,
That's coming up.
does this business look like it would be sufficient to bear Ruin's weight?
I don't know about the ladder, but I mean, the hole's about 10, 12 feet across.
Okay. Well, Sedge is just going to point at the hole and look back at the group.
Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained at this point.
Can I see anything down the hole?
Most of you have dark vision. You can see the ladder descends about 20 feet down into what looks like some sort of tunnel or passageway that's been dug out of the rock.
Well, I guess Sedge is going down first.
I mean, you don't have to. Ruin can go first.
Sedge is going to look at Ruin and then shrug and just... I mean, his business is fucking up Drow, so...
Time to go down.
I can't see darkness, but who cares? So yeah. So there's a ladder, you said,
Yes.
and it might not hold my weight.
It's hard to be sure.
It's a wooden ladder.
Yeah. A
Let's
crudely
see.
built wooden ladder. It's not like a proper shop-bought one.
Right. In
So I've
that
just gotten
case,
some sticks and branches and just lashed them together.
well, yeah, okay then. Then fasten rope and like anchor it somewhere on the surface, and then use it to descend.
And you can quickly, tie it around a nearby stone or large rock.
Then I'll rappel down.
Just before you do that,
Okay, pass without trace.
so if you do want to be sneaky...
Sure, I'll be super sneaky.
Is he climbing down?
Yes.
Wow. At this time, I bring you over here. I assume most of you are going to follow as Ruin descends down into a dark tunnel, which you have dark vision as well, do you not?
Ruin does not have dark vision, no.
So Ruin has just rappelled down into darkness
Indeed.
and finds himself in a small, slightly damp cavernous space where he can't see anything.
Wonderful.
You haven't brought us over to the new map.
Well, he can't see anything, so are you following him?
I am following him, though I am gonna try stealthing.
I was gonna say,
Alright.
was to. Art's got
I'm gonna turn off the light I have cast on Art.
That might help.
I was really wondering, like, do we want to cast some light so we can see shit? Like, if we're trying to stealth, that might be counterproductive. So
Very counterproductive.
It's like we're
Stealthing.
stealthing, but you're glowing.
I'm just stealthing in the first instance until I get the lay of the land down there.
Well,
oh yeah, I mean, I can turn the light on in a moment. Let's see, which of us can't see in the dark?
Ruin.
Might be
Oh.
Ruin.
Oh, right, we got Ruin leading. So someone want to make? Oh God, Ruin and Seroth are leading. They both can't see in the dark.
I can see in the dark now.
Oh yeah, you got a
Yeah,
thing.
the dwarf thing.
Yeah,
Dwarf
one of
belt
the,
gets
one
me
of the
50.
other benefits of the dwarf belt, he also has now dark vision.
Which means I don't need light to see, thank God.
Okay. Well, I'll help guide Hawk, make sure he doesn't bump into anything.
Buck?
Hawk, gnomes don't have dark vision, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
So I think Ruin is basically the only one.
at this point, yeah, I guess so.
Also, my bat has blind sight 60 feet.
Oh yeah, of
Uh,
course.
Actually, that gives me a thought. Blind sight, dark vision, telepathy. Kosh can help. Kosh can help. Ruin see in the dark.
Because he's got telepathy.
Yup.
Hooray!
Go
can
seeing
tele-
blind.
You can
Seeing
telepathy
eye
with a
dragon.
warforged-
Seeing Eye Dragon, yes, that is
What
exactly
was that,
what
Reed?
Kosh is.
You can telepathy with a warforged? How does that work?
I don't know if you can or not.
They have a brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are sentient
Yeah.
living creatures, so.
But yeah, communicate simple ideas, emotions, and images telepathically with any creature within 100 feet. So Kosh is going to sit on your shoulder for now, Ruin,
He
and
is
help
your
you see.
Seeing Eye Dragon.
Yay! Third-person gameplay.
It's like, because I know I had that one ability that I used against you that didn't work on Ruin because it specifically states like it doesn't work on constructs, and technically Warforged kind of count, or at least I did count them at the time.
Hmm.
God, he really is looking at himself like a third-person protagonist now.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah, his vision. That's why Kosh is sitting on his shoulder. His vision is like about a foot to the left of where it should be, but that's fine.
It's like Kosh is just kind of like lying over the top of his head.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm imagining Kosh just kind of curled up on top of Ruin's head.
So it is going to fuck with your depth perception if you don't use light when you're fighting.
But yeah, Kosh has got 60 feet of dark vision, by the way.
Well,
Same.
I've got
Fine.
90.
you'll descend down into the small dark tunnel, and let me go ahead and reveal a little more of what you can see.
Blind sight 60 feet. Meaning darkness means nothing to me.
So,
It's okay.
the tunnel appears to lead into a large cavern supported by natural pillars of rock and containing 3 large stalagmites.
neat.
Mites or tides?
I said mites.
Okay, so on the ground.
Yes, extending upward. As you can see, a couple of them.
These ones?
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
let us advance with stealth.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Hey, you still
power
got a
of
20.
stealth.
Yeah.
Haha.
Doom.
30.
Clang, clang, clang goes the
Oh
motherfucking armor.
my god! A
I
0!
still have a 10.
You still
Yeah,
have a 10,
you have
man.
a 10. Yeah, you didn't roll a crit fail.
Do I?
It's just hilarious to see.
I was gonna say, Sej and I had already rolled. Do we have to continue to reroll?
I wouldn't.
this
I wouldn't
one?
make you reroll right now. Though
Oh,
that is
okay.
quite a significantly bad roll for Seraph.
Yes, and an extremely good one for Art.
Yes.
Dispatch,
You
we
are
have a dead
opposites.
civilian.
Yes.
Are you calling that into the talk?
Yep. Dispatch, we have a dead
Talk, this
civilian.
is entry team.
Yes.
Civilian.
Making your way into the cavernous space, you can see in the western part of the cave to your left, behind the large column of rock, you can make out a few bedrolls and a heap of supplies, some sacks of flour, salt, and casks of meat standing open in the corner, and as well as some lanterns, flasks, pickaxes, and shovels propped up, and amongst them you can make out the body of a dead dwarf.
No, not dead dwarf guy. Let's check him for identification.
I'm sorry, he doesn't have a wallet or ID.
Shinies. Wait, what?
What does he have on him?
Well, the body's quite beaten and bloodied. Numerous cuts and bruises, along with the final one being slit across the throat. Looking at the dwarf, though he looks quite badly bruised, his face does seem similar to Gundren.
That's
Has-
not good.
Has he been dead too long for resurrection or repose?
Trying to think of the right skill for checking. There isn't really a
Taste him.
there isn't really a heal skill anymore.
Nope, that was a thing in 4th edition, not anymore. Medicine.
Yeah.
Medicine is a thing.
Is it?
Yeah,
There's no medicine.
it's wisdom. Oops, ignore the 14.
Okay, we're 16. Looks like he's probably been dead at least a few days.
Well, I don't know how resurrection works or repose, so.
I am not nearly, well, yeah, equipped to resurrect anyone. If he's been dead a few days, we can potentially, we should probably try to bring him back into town. If we can find someone who knows Ray's dead and is willing to spend the money on him.
Probably, well, assuming that that's Rock, whatever his name, Rockseeker, no, Grunder,
Gundren.
Gundred, yeah. If he's related, then he probably would with the money from the mine.
Yeah. I only have a scroll of Revivify, and that
Yeah,
says
no,
died within the last minute.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'll ever know Ray's dead. I will know Revivify at one point in case any of us die, but yeah, Revivify is no good here. We need someone who actually knows Ray's dead, which means a reasonably leveled cleric. Which
Reincarnate is no longer than 10 days. That's a 5th level spell.
As I say, they have to be like at least level 9 to be able to bring people back within a few days
Yeah,
to a
Ray's
week of their
dead is
death.
also 10 days.
yeah, let's say Ray's dead is 10 days, I believe.
Yeah, and it's also 5th level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so
Yeah,
we
no,
are not
exactly.
resurrecting, we are not raising this guy, so is there anybody with repose?
It's not a simple
No.
spell, but it exists. So
That's speaking of the door, but is there any way out of this room?
Up this way.
So we're looking around, yes, and the northeastern section of the cavern appears to have collapsed, forming a 20-foot deep pit. You can see, fashioned to one of these stalagmites, there seems to be a sturdy rope tied off and dangling down into the pit below. With your dark vision, if you would appear over the edge south, let me just go ahead and reveal a bit more of this to you. You can see extending off in the pit in this direction. There seems to be another tunnel in the bottom of it, just off through this side.
Does it also have a different name?
Okay, so we don't have any way to dust him or gentle repose him, so I guess we can clear the mines and then
Alright.
take him back to town.
Well, how long ago did he die?
Couple days.
From your medicine, you think he's been dead probably at least 4 days.
Well, we are going to clear the mine. It's probably not going to take too much extra time.
no, the theory is pretty good that we can clear the mine and then bring this guy back to the village and then try to find someone who can cast Raise Dead. We might need to go to a bigger population center, though. Although, I mean, even a village as small as Marston might have a single cleric that is high enough level to Raise Dead.
If not that, then they can preserve the corpse so it doesn't go worse.
We did find that one guy who could do that, right? The one necromancer.
Mm.
Well, he wasn't very good at necessarily keeping them fresh, so he kept on just bringing them back as zombies to transport them.
I'll tell you, it's a lot easier to resurrect people as zombies than to actually resurrect them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
thought.
Revivify is only a second level ritual.
Yeah, and it also requires you to be on scene within a minute of someone dying. And have three.
I meant Gentle Repose is only
Oh.
a second level ritual.
I
Yeah.
think the issue wasn't so much he had trouble keeping them fresh. It was just more. It was more that it was him alone having to transport a whole lot of bodies back to town, and he couldn't carry them all, so he made them get up and walk.
That's gonna be an awkward conversation afterwards.
Mhm.
I saved your life, and you were a zombie for a while. What happened to Ted? Well, I didn't manage my PR very well, so some people hacked him to bits because I was having a bunch of zombies just wandering around.
Yeah, he's sorry about that. But I tried my best to bring him back. Unfortunately, this bunch of fucking mercenaries just came stomping in and cut him up.
In all fairness, you had a bunch of fucking zombies just wandering around an abandoned castle.
So
Do
at
you
least we got
abandoned.
signs.
Do you really not think people are gonna think, holy shit, there's a necromancer and let's go and kill them? And they technically aren't wrong.
Yeah, one of the things is that you were checking the body of the dwarf.
Yeah.
So one thing that does get your attention is that though he looks in quite a battered state, his boots look very nice.
Look at these boots. They're very nice looking boots.
These boots are amazing.
These boots may be magic. Eldritch Sight.
I was gonna say, can you sense?
The boots are definitely magic.
I can't sense, I can see. Those are some very nice boots. Fuck.
They do have a faint glow to them.
Come help me take a look at these boots if you would. Stripping him of his boots.
Stealing a dead man's boots.
He's dead. He doesn't need them anymore. He doesn't own them anymore.
But if we resurrect, then he's gonna ask, where are my boots?
We can deal with that when he's alive again.
Like by the time he's resurrected, you might be long gone.
Yay! For being long gone. Does he have anything else we can steal?
No, there's nothing really on him. The only thing of note is his boots.
Besides, he might be willing to give us his boots as a thank you for making him not dead.
Possible. Then again, his head has been crushed, so.
No, his head was not crushed. His throat was cut.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, he's fine. We can fix that.
Yeah. We can't, but someone else can.
Come on,
No,
Cat.
we can. A better healer than us can.
Yeah. Boots. How long was the ritual for? Identify.
10 minutes.
Casting down 1 minute. Yeah, but the ritual is 10 minutes.
It's like 10 or 11 minutes, I think, to do ritual identify.
Yeah. Okay. What are the boots? Tell me of the boots. Tell me the story of these boots.
Well, you sit down for a minute, draw a few basic arcane circles on the ground, and place the boots in them, and after concentrating on them for 10 minutes, you know that these are boots of striding and springing.
I like striding and springing.
So, the wearer of these boots, while worn, your speed, if normally slower than this, increases to 30 feet.
Yeah, I could use that.
Puck, you have some boots.
Your speed is not reduced if you are encumbered or wearing heavy armor.
Put Puck in heavy plate, quick.
And whenever you jump, you can jump 3 times the normal distance.
So you can jump further than your remaining movement would allow. I don't think we have a speed 25 other than me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Enjoy your
Yeah.
boots.
Yeah, can
And
I
these do
somehow
not-
copy this?
These do not require attunement. You can just wear them.
Yeah.
Now Puck is really good at basketball.
Boing.
Yeah.
boing.
Boing, boing.
Don't
Also, I
forget-
can
don't forget
carry
he's incredible at the-
infinitely.
He's incredible at the long jump.
Yeah, since I'm not affected by encumbrance, I can carry infinite amount of stuff. That's what it means, right? Right, guys? Right?
I found Puck's new theme tune.
Gummy bears. Dashing and daring. Yes, but I'm not dashing because that would be an action. Okay. Try.
Just put it in chat.
Oh. Yeah, this is a standard item, so we can find it
Yeah.
in the information tab.
Yeah, just making sure if it wasn't in there.
I love in looking up the Gummy Bears theme song, it also gives you the various questions that other people ask and stuff like that. And there's things like, what are the names of the Gummy Bears? Who sang the Gummy Bears theme song? What did the Gummy Bears drink? As in gummy berry juice. And then, like, within 3 questions, it's like, what's the best alcohol to soak gummy bears in?
Vodka.
Certain vodkas.
Okay. Is there anything else in this room, or shall we proceed into the hole?
Does your Eldritch Sight uncover anything else?
No.
Time to go down the hole.
Going down the hole.
Yes. I was also mistaken about one of the things. There are actually 2 tunnels going off from where you are.
Which
One
way?
going to the northwest and one going to the east.
Dun, dun,
Ah.
dun.
Which one do we want?
How deep is the hole?
It's about 20 feet deep.
20 feet.
There is currently a rope attached to one of the stalagmites in the chain.
Inspect the rope. Is it trapped?
Are the actions
Ready to
for
break.
jumping?
Do we hear can we hear anything coming down from like the tunnels? Any sounds at all?
Perception checks.
Do 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 do.
Oops, didn't mean to roll disadvantage, but
I didn't mean to roll advantage.
Ruin.
You can occasionally hear, dripping of water, occasional distant muffled sounds. Nothing nearby.
Right.
Oddly quiet.
let's go right. Nothing can go wrong going right.
Well, if I seem to recall, the original entrance that was blocked was to our right. To the east,
it?
since we went west from it. Right? Is that correct?
Yes,
I
it would be.
believe so.
So if we go to the right, we might find come
Yeah,
to
'cause
the actual entrance.
They were northeast from us when we were near the main entrance, weren't they?
North and slightly northeast.
Okay, yeah, so we probably do want to head this direction.
Alright. So is
You
there
also-
anything wrong with the rope that goes down the hole?
No.
Okay, well let's rappel down.
Yay!
Going down.
slide down into the pit below, and you can see the tunnels proceeding to the northwest and to the east. Go ahead and just reveal a little more of what you can see once you're on the same level as them.
Blind side, 60 feet.
Dispatch. I see a dead civilian. Alert the EMTs.
Probably gonna be a lot of dead, that's for certain. If there ain't the invasion that went on.
Talk, this is Central Team. You see a dead civilian who has been dead for a few moments.
You can see the tunnels extending off either side.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So we're heading towards the
guess.
entrance then?
Yeah, I guess we'll go right. Unless we want to go left.
I'm going to assume that I can go underneath this little bridge.
Yeah, it's an archway, isn't it?
It's a tunnel. It's about 10 feet high.
So there's only two directions to go, this way and this way.
Yes.
Yes.
Unless you're holding some sort of ding spell on us. Yeah, that seems like that at this point.
I just thought maybe I should place an alarm on the.
On the other tunnel?
Yeah.
That might be a good idea to prevent someone from trying to sneak up on us.
Yeah. It's a ritual, so I can just do it, and it will alert me as long as I'm within a mile of the area. So yeah, I'll place an alert ritual here. Alarm ritual. And I'll use a mental alarm. Choose a mental alarm on it. Those dwarf skeletons.
Advance with stealth.
Sneaking!
Clank, 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 clank.
I'm sneaking over here.
21. Checking my corners.
Yay.
Checking your corners, eh? With your seeing eye lizard.
Indeed.
Left a lizard back here.
No, the lizard controls itself.
That's true.
You can give the whole party control of Kosh, darling.
Let me just go to his token. Kosh, controlled by all players.
There you go, Hellion. You should be able to move the lizard now.
We are all gosh.
Da da da. Da da da.
Gosh. We are all gosh.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a lot of fucking dead people.
Okay, so currently we
Are
have
those
this
dwarf
direction.
skeletons or orc skeletons or
As you enter this part of the tunnel, you can see several tunnels intersecting at this natural 30-foot high cavern. The walls all appear carved with simple reliefs showing dwarf and gnome miners hard at work. And below them, nearly 24 skeletons and rusted scraps of armor are scattered across the cavern floor. Some appear to be shorter in stature, seemingly dwarven skeletons, while other are orc remains. See half a dozen large brass lanterns stand in niches or on ledges around the cavern, but none are lit.
Interesting.
By the
Are
way,
there
on the boots of striding and springing, is the when you jump, you can jump 3 times the normal distance. Is that both vertical and horizontal?
It just says 3 times the distance, so I believe the answer is yes.
Ah, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Good to know that I can jump 36 feet into the air.
Like, unfortunately, you're not very good at landing afterward.
Yeah.
It's like, I would jump straight up. Ruin, catch me.
Hmm.
Reminds me of the jump scrolls in Morrowind, where the
Yeah.
effect would be you would jump into the air and travel million miles, but the effect would wear off at which during the flight, and you would die on impact.
Wasn't there a lore bit for that where some guy did that and jumped really high and then fell?
Yeah, don't you meet one guy at
You
the
find
beginning
it-
who just falls from the
Yes.
sky in front of
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he used it.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, yeah, let's get in this room.
I mean, I used to do that all the time in No Man's Sky.
All right. So flash, breach, and clear.
Yes.
Well, there's no doors, so we can't really breach. But
Yeah.
Drinking corner.
I'm going to-
Skeletons.
So,
Are
because,
they what species?
some of them definitely dwarven. Some of them look more like orc remains.
Okay. But old.
I'm gonna ask this question specifically to Vaughn because it is only really pertinent for you as the highest.
Hello.
What's your passive perception?
Hello. 15.
I don't think anyone's shilling out for a true resurrection on these guys. So
the perception on Kosh and the bat.
Kosh's is 13.
Yeah, so 15 is highest.
Do, 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 do. Hey.
Because as you're making your way out through the chamber and looking around at the various bodies, you all become aware of a sudden flapping of wings as creatures descend from amongst the stalactites on the roof upon you.
But
No. Not creatures.
Or sturgeons again. Invisible creatures.
Oh, Sturgis.
It is sturges again.
And they get surprised.
fuck.
Bullshit.
Your passive perception is not high enough.
Your passive perception is suck my nuts.
Well, that's rude. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull up initiative.
My initiative luck continues, it seems.
Yay.
At least it didn't get a 1.
Or 0.
We're having terrible luck.
Three, four.
At least you.
Like that.
I was gonna say, at least you have
Technically,
advantage.
it's better.
Technically.
Oh, great. Storm's back.
We rolled pretty bad, and they
Mhm.
rolled really good, and they get surprised.
Indeed. And they're Sturges.
I think he's really mad that we killed all his last Sturges without them getting to do anything.
Oh, nobody rolled perception check. So this one is going to swoop straight down at the area from above.
Neat.
So let's see if I can even come close to hitting you, because, I mean, they're Sturges.
Come on, Sturge, I believe in you.
So they do have surprise, which means their first turn they will have advantage.
I hate you.
That's a crit.
So it is going to go ahead and do 5 points of damage and latch onto you.
Ow.
This next Sturge is going to swoop down at Ruin and try and do the same to him. 15 will do nothing. The next Sturge is going to swoop down at Sedge and try and do the same. 21. Which I assume will hit the lizard. For 7 points. I don't know if she's muted right now.
Sorry, what?
You've just been attacked. I assume your AC is less than 21.
Yes, it is.
And you will take 7 points as the Sturge latches onto you.
You're a bad man.
And the next Sturge is going to come down at Pock.
Yay.
There's an 18 beat your AC.
Not after I cast shield. Which I
You
will
are
do from my staff.
But you are surprised.
So I can't do that?
Not when surprised, no.
Then it does hit me.
For 7. Apparently I'm going to roll high.
You're a high roller. Just the way it is.
This one is going to swoop down and latch onto Saraf.
That's a hit.
22. For 7.
That's a
This one is also going to swoop down at the arrow.
Neat.
For a 13. That will not hit you.
No, it will not.
This
Last
one,
turn.
2, 3, 4, 5.
No, not that last turn.
Come at me, bro.
Coming at Sej. With a 9 will not hit.
It will not.
This stage is coming at Art. With a 13, I think is also a miss.
Yes, I have the lowest AC, I think, at 16.
I think Pock still has you beat on the lowest.
I have 14.
And
Okay.
this last one is also going to swarm Ruin
How dare you?
for 16, which is not going to hit.
Get out of here.
I should have marked which ones actually successfully hit people. This was my mistake.
I know this one did at least.
Yeah, this one, I'm going to go ahead and just give it a dot to say it's latched onto someone. This one is latched onto someone. This one is latched on. And this one is latched on. I don't think any of the others are.
Okay.
So this one is attached to the arrow. So it doesn't have to roll to attack, you just take another hit of damage. Which is 5 more points. This one is going to try to attack Ruin
How dare you?
for
No,
a 10.
no.
This one is just going to continue to suck blood from Sej
No,
for 6.
I do not agree with this.
But it just happened.
No,
And this one will do the same
you're a
to
bad
Pot.
man.
Now, this
For
would not be a
5.
problem if we all had acid for blood.
Well, I mean, it might still be a problem, but then they'd start dying after they drink your blood. I'm assuming you're marking down on your sheet, Darling, because your health doesn't appear on your character for me.
No, I refuse.
Oh.
Yes, I am marking it on my sheet.
Yeah,
But
I
you're
can't
still a
see. I
bad
can't see it
man.
on your token.
Still
Yeah.
a bad man.
I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you. I'll get you a muffin.
I've already had a muffin.
Fine, I'll get myself a muffin.
No, you have your muffin privileges revoked now.
Oh. Pock. This seems like the perfect time to fireball right around here.
Yes, it is. It will kill everything, including the stages. Can I still attack the latched on ones normally?
You can attack them off of people. You can also spend an action to detach them from yourself or others.
Can I? So I can't attack the one that's attached to me.
You can.
Can I use magic on them?
Yes.
Okay, firebolt. 13 hit.
13 does not.
Ah, well, I guess I'm gonna die then.
Sarof is going to just drain more of your blood
All right.
for 6 more points. And this one is going to try to attack the arrow. I would say we're flanking, but the one it's flanking with is kind of attached to Sarof, so I'm not going to count it. Does 22 hit the UDM?
It would, except shield and fuck you.
I'll allow it. Because that puts your AC up to what, like 25?
25, yes.
So
They would actually need to crit to hit me.
you're up then.
Okay, I think I'm going to step over here, bringing my friend along with me, and I'm going to try and stab the thing that's currently sucking my blood.
Are you standing on top of Ruin?
No, on my screen, Ruin's here.
Oh, he's here for me.
Yeah, he's.
Now he got moved, now he's there. Okay. Okay, that is unfortunate because I'd really like to be standing in Ruin's spot. I guess then that makes where I'm standing as good as any place else. I'll stab the thing that's currently attacking me. Yes. Can't really do anything else that's useful. Yeah, this will be fine. Probably. It'll probably be fine. Is it
16
hit?
will hit.
Excellent. 10 plus my dueling style. I suspect it's dead.
It is extremely dead.
I would also like to do a slashing flourish, which will hit
Alright.
all targets of my choice within 5 feet of me. And I choose these 2 other goddamn Sturges.
And Kosh.
Targets of my choice.
Does that just automatically hit, or do you auto attack for them as well?
Now, flourish. It's expend bardic inspiration to deal extra damage to the target and any other target of my choice within 5 feet of me.
Okay, so how much extra damage do you do?
6. So I'm hoping that kills them all. Yes. Which? Die.
All 3 of them let out this little shriek as they fall to the ground.
Shouldn't I go before that, Sturge?
You should, but I guess I'll allow it.
Okay. So, can I attack one that is attached to someone?
Yes.
And I don't have. Do I have any penalties?
I recommend shotguns for the purpose.
That goes blocking all the way.
Are you the only one who was here then?
Yes.
Was even Hellion not there at that time?
Hellion was never in that game.
Oh. Damn. Oh well.
Don't
Because
mind me,
that
I'm
was
confused too.
that was right before Crystal joined, I think, or like.
Or
she
was
joined in
this
at the next
one
mission.
where somebody was being grabbed or was like
Other
things
other
went on
Teemo was basically catatonic from shock and had a giant centipede on his torso, and someone decided
Yeah,
the best
so
way
with
to
the
help him was
shotgun.
to shotgun him in the chest.
I
It's like the
remember. I remember it, but I wasn't there. I wasn't in there.
Point blank shotgun rolled really well. Like the first hit hits the centipede, destroys it completely. Now
Second hit.
your scatter 4 more hits to the person the centipede was on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Anyway, yes. You
Yes,
can
and
attack
Marcus
one.
was carrying a lot of weapons that
Yeah,
could have
you can
also
attack-
been used.
You can attack one that's on another person. There are no penalties for doing so, but say if you were flanking, you wouldn't get the benefit of them helping flank because they're kind of attached to it.
That's fine. Because I don't have to be considered flanking to get sneak attack, and I don't think I need sneak attack to hit it. Kill it. 16. I mean, I still-
16 will hit.
9 and 5.
The sneak attack was unnecessary.
Yeah, yeah.
These things have a pitiful
and
amount of health.
Then I am going to disengage. Doot, doot. Doot. Disengage. Screw that guy. And Hart's gonna ask Pock if he's okay.
We'll fight back to back, are united in our shared utter hatred of mosquitoes.
Well, this one is now going to fly on by Sedge and try to latch onto Saroth. Since now there is no bug latched onto Saroth.
I am too popular for a bad reason.
Another 22.
That is.
For another 7.
Dear God.
Can you roll anything more or less?
I have. I've rolled like a 2 and a 3 on this d4s, but I've
Yes,
mostly
but can
rolled
you-
4s.
Yes, but you can't stop hitting me with a 7.
But I rolled Snake Eyes on Diero because he's lucky. You're not. Okay, well, Sedge, you're up.
Sedge bite thing.
Mm-hmm.
Probably can't shoot, but you have your face for that.
Fucking bite, motherfucker.
That is a hit. And as it is latched onto you and trying to bite at you and suck your blood, you just bite onto it as well.
And you're like, I get my blood
Rip it
back. Thank
off.
you.
Yeah.
I get my blood back. Thank you.
Mine!
This is my blood.
Says he's just gonna eat the sturge.
I mean, the tokens are not representative of their size. They are tiny creatures, probably no larger or not much larger than Pox bat.
Yeah. But
So
they're
how
still
do they do-
nasty.
7 damage a pop then.
Because they're
They're giant mosquitoes. I mean, they're imagine like a mosquito the size of, say, a crow just comes and latches onto you.
So that's big enough to crunch. I told you.
Yeah, and you just bit its head off.
yeah, she just she's chewing on it. She's getting her blood back.
Do you wish to
Sedge.
do anything else?
Because you get multiple
Yes.
attacks.
Yes, I do.
Second bite.
There's
No.
this one on the left.
Yeah. Bite is too chancy. Meh.
It'll hit.
Twang.
You will hit the sturge. I'm assuming you're hitting the one behind Park.
Yes.
And you will just, disappear into the darkness, getting pinned against a wall somewhere, and you'll just see a pair of wings slowly fluttering to the ground where it was.
Indeed.
Hear a,
That's
a
fine.
small squeak with the thwang. And then the thud.
And that's my turn.
Indeed, Ruin, you're up. We'll just go ahead and delete some of the things from initiative that are now dead.
Alright. Attacking this guy with my sword. With the sword talon.
Okay.
Die. No, it should be normal, so ignore the
It should be a
11.
23, yeah. That'll
Yeah.
hit.
14.
And you just slice it to the ground.
Second attack on the next one next to me. This one. 27.
Will also hit.
13. Alright,
And then,
that's it.
indeed, Saroth.
Yep, one next to me striking. So first I'm going to move a little bit so I can get an advantage.
Oh,
One on me.
there was one underneath you.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Ah, it's on top of me.
You know what? I never added to initiative, so let's just go ahead and get rid of it.
It doesn't
Like,
exist.
honestly, I forgot it was there.
Anyway, the advantage, strike 1.
They did what they needed to. That'll hit,
Damage.
and it will also be struck down. And the cavern will fall silent once more.
And I need to be right back. I'll be back in about at least 10 minutes, sorry.
It's fine. Yeah. Pages book. Yes, the cavern falls silent once more, save for the occasional sound of dripping water from the stalactites above.
Good grief. So what state are we in?
That's probably the most damage I've done to you
Not
in a
good.
combat in a long time, or possibly the most damage I've done to you in a combat ever.
And it was cheap.
It was surprise.
It was
I
cheap.
guess we are in state of confusion.
Okay. Okay.
The healing poultice do again.
They basically have the same sort of effect as a healing potion.
Yeah.
What the healing does
Except I did say split with either of those, you basically have to apply them within like a minute of receiving a wound.
So now would be a good time to use them on people that were. Ouch, Don.
Potion of healing. Where is the potion of healing? On how many?
Healing potion does 10 hit points.
Like, I pretty much said for house rule purposes, I'm just going to say like potions always do their maximum, which normally would be 2d4 plus 2 for the
Physician,
basic potions.
physician, heal thyself, and I shall.
He's touching himself.
He's touching himself again. Big surprise.
I'll spend the healing poultice to heal them then.
I think Sesh, Sarah, Diarra, and Pug all took probably around about 10 to 12 wounds each.
Yeah, I took
Dang,
10.
you
I
motherfucker.
just healed myself.
Okay, anyone else need healing?
Sesh.
Okay, I'm gonna apply the healing poultice on you. You heal 10 wounds.
10 was that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be back in just 1 second.
You don't get any muffins.
I'm getting all the muffins.
I will beat you until muffins come out.
How hurt it? Oh, can't really tell with Sarah because Sarah AFK'd.
Mhm.
Dang it,
Sarah
Seb.
is a strong boy. Did Sarah get hit both times?
Yep. Was pretty hefty damage. I know he took at least 7. I don't remember what his first the first damage was. But it's at least 4. So he could probably need healed.
And I'm back. Sorry about that. I just had to go and lick all the muffins.
Yeah. That's not gonna stop.
I'm just joking, but not really.
So, you find yourselves in the cavern now with the Sturges dealt with. There's several different passages leading off from the chamber you're standing in. 2 passages to the north, 1 to the east, and 1 headed south.
Check the one
Okay,
on the south
we
first.
are rolling perception checks now for every 1
Every-
feet
every-
we
Every-
enter.
Yeah. Every square we
So,
move.
so I'll roll the first 100, and
Like I said, it's like, I'm always going to have Vaughn's passive perception in mind, as I'm pretty sure it's the highest. But if you want to roll perception every time you come to a new area, yeah, I won't say no.
I guess. Yeah.
It's like I'm not going to ask for it, but if you ask to do it yourselves,
okay, we'll stay in one place until everyone rolls a 20, and then we'll move 5 feet. Then we roll again until everyone rolls 20.
Is there anything in this room with the skeletons? Anything interesting or lootable? Or
as I said, there are half a dozen brass lanterns like currently hanging in niches along the walls that aren't lit.
Are they valuable?
I mean, they're brass lanterns; they're not valuable, but they can provide light. If
Eh.
such a thing interested people.
No.
But other than that, having a quick look around the room, can't really see anything of value amongst the skeletons.
Let's check south. South?
Shelf. Sky.
South. Sky. South. There's more skeletons here.
God, my internet is fucked.
The storm being bad.
Yeah, can you hear us, Sizer? I think his internet is really bad.
Yeah.
I see doors. What's this?
To your immediate south, you can see a tunnel ends at a collapsed stone wall. The tunnel having been either deliberately or accidentally having been destroyed sometime in the past. Presumably, this is the other end of the tunnel that would lead to the original entrance.
Right.
And to both your left and right, you can currently see the tunnel proceeds for a short distance before it comes to a closed stone doorway at either side.
Wand them and then stack up and breach. Did anybody bring wands?
No.
Damn. I guess we'll check right first.
God, I can't roll for shit. Yep.
You just gonna check? You checking the door, or you just gonna go in?
Gonna try and peep and see and listen and see if we can figure anything out.
Okay. Let's see. You can't hear anything from the other side of the door.
All right.
And
I
having
guess
having a brief look at it, it doesn't appear to be trapped or locked.
All right. Let's go in then.
Yep.
Open door.
Okay, opening door. Moment.
Okay.
Opening the door, you see the chamber was once an office or storeroom of some kind. The large stone counter at one end of the room, set with 3 dusty balance scales made of iron. See some cubby holes carved into the north wall, stuffed with dusty scraps of paper, and several long dead corpses, gnomes and orcs by the looks, are sprawled across the floor.
Alright. Rolling perception for danger.
Mhm.
Where's my perception? There. There we go.
Doesn't seem to be anything dangerous in the room.
Alright, it's clear.
Looking around, you catch sight of a small iron strong box behind the counter that the scales rest on.
Hmm.
So down behind this bench, on the wrong layer, this bench here.
Alright. Is it trapped?
Doesn't appear to be trapped.
Is
No,
it the lock?
it does appear to be locked, yes.
Can I move it?
I mean, it's a fairly heavy iron lockbox, but you're quite strong, so you can shift it out from under the counter.
Yeah, I'll bring it out so people can get a better look.
Can you hear us, Sizer?
Kind of. Things been going in and out for a while now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you wanted to check if there was anything magical in this room.
Ah, yes. Okay. Seems to be working now, I think.
Yay!
Eldritch Sight. It's only this room that exists, apparently.
Yes.
You don't detect anything magical within your sight.
Ooh.
Okay. Can Art unlock the lockbox?
Possibly?
Dexterity check with your Thieves' Tools proficiency.
Apparently not.
You break your first hairpin.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, you try to jimmy the lock, and when you think you've just got it, you start to turn, and you hear a loud snap.
Oh darn.
Can I? You want to try again, or should I try and crowbar it open?
No, I mean I got a crowbar too. But I could, if Aldor allows it, I could try again.
And you just
But I
broke your
think-
Thieves' Tools off in the lock.
Yeah.
But you could try and force it open with a crowbar, certainly.
Okay. That'll be strength.
And if you're both sort of working together on it, you can do so with advantage.
Go ahead, Ruin. I'll help.
Alright. Is it athletics or strength?
Strength.
With the advantage, so strength. Please roll.
Right.
I did.
Both each get in at one on different sides with your crowbars, and after a count of 3, both put your weight behind it. Ruins being significantly more so. And with the sound of the bending and cracking of metal, the lid of the lockbox pops off.
It was empty.
Oh no, it's too heavy to be empty. Looking inside, you see several partition sections inside the lockbox filled with various coins.
Money.
Yep.
It appears to be 600 copper pieces, 180 silver, 90 electrum, and 120 gold.
That's a lot of money.
Coincidentally, all of the numbers are easily divisible by 6.
Convenient.
I didn't even write it that way.
Anything else in this room other than the lockbox?
Okay, there's the scraps of paper in the different cubby holes along the north wall. But there doesn't really seem to be a great deal in this office. Perhaps it was all cleared out when the mine was first ransacked.
Art's just gonna be lamenting her poor tool kit.
Indeed. Well, I mean, the scraps of paper might have some information on them, but Ruin is not that interested.
If you were to move closer and just have a quick glance at some of the paperwork that sits in the cubby holes, it's all written in runes.
In runes, then Seraph would be the one to read them, if anybody.
Indeed, is Sarah still AFK?
I believe so.
Probably. I'd say, just for the purpose of continuing moving, if you were to come down and have a look at them, most of them are faded out, though. A few faint scratchings that can make out on some of the scraps. They look like recordings of weigh-ins and disbursements. Disbursements. Essentially, ledgers of logging costs.
All right.
I mean, I guess from them you could gauge the profit of this mine and how much we would be seeing to gain from it with our 9%.
The paper's been there for decades. If you were to reach out and try to remove any from the shelves, they just disintegrate at your touch.
So probably not.
Let's see what's behind door number 2.
Popping open the other door, you'll see splintered stone benches and heaps of rubble on a partially collapsed ceiling fill the room. Amid ruined stone bunks and toppled weapon racks are the bones of several dwarves and orcs.
See, the owners are really fond of the skeleton aesthetic.
Very gothic.
It's not organized enough to be gothic. It's so, like, lazy and scattered everywhere. You can't just strew a bunch of skeletons around and call it gothic.
Someone tell the Imperium that.
No, that is not fair. The Imperium organizes and properly decorates its skulls, which becomes skulls separated from the rest of the fucking skeleton. I expect a bunch of, ornately decorated, neatly arranged skulls in Imperium building. I don't expect to walk into the Administratum office and see just a bunch of skeletons lying around. Unless there's an underhive war going on or something nearby, then maybe. But it won't be an intentional part of the aesthetic.
Alright, is there anything interesting in this room?
No. Still got Eldritch Sight on, don't you?
I believe he does.
Well, as the arrow makes his way through the doorway into the room, one thing stands out for him quite clearly.
Yes.
Necromantic auras.
Oh,
As you see the bones begin to move.
wait. Okay, come on. Surely I could have seen this
Before he
ahead of
came into the room.
like
You could have seen it after the door was opened
immediately.
and people were moving in.
We have skeletons.
Spooky, scary,
So
skeleton.
if Sage doesn't want to be as far into the room, I'll allow it because Dio would have seen it as soon as he hit the doorway.
Abominations.
As they all start to form together, as the bones move and reform back, stitching themselves together, and skeletons rise up.
Incidentally, guys, I believe there's necromantic energy at work here.
How are skeletons here?
Well, I mean,
Because they want to stab me.
I mean, they want to stab anything that moves, really. Anything that lives, mostly out of jealousy.
And spite.
I don't live.
They don't technically know that.
How do skeletons sense things?
Hmm?
How do skeletons sense things?
It's a question best left unanswered.
Oh no, I want to know because then would they perceive Ruin as a living thing or simply a construct? He's just a magical item.
Hmm.
Tell me I'm
Probably.
wrong.
They're probably more reacting to things that are moving rather than things that are living and breathing.
Anyway, initiative time, I guess.
They might target the living before they target Ruin, but they will still target Ruin because he is an unknown.
Questing initiative tracker. There we go.
Initiative tracker is up.
There we go.
Oh. All right, it's time to destroy these vile undead abominations.
I mean, that's not very nice. Some of them are dwarves.
And apparently I'm really motivated.
Apparently so. Like Sturges, nah, who gives a crap, but undead?
Admittedly,
Oh.
yes, because Sturges are just asshole creatures, whereas skeletons are, actually evil.
Can I have cast my mage armor from the staff before the combat?
I'll allow it considering you have been surprised and attacked by one thing. I figure you might, play a bit more defensively after you've been surprised once.
Yeah, okay. It's gonna last for 8 hours, so hopefully we'll...
It pretty much will last
Okay.
until you need to take a long rest.
Yeah. Okay, fireball here, and that's that. That's it. Right, guys. Right.
They got some pretty good rolls, but they're not going to beat Diarro. Because he got a natural 20, so they can't beat him even if they do the same. And I think is Seraph still away? Is Seraph here? Seraph is...
He's back.
I just haven't heard
Making
him.
angry dragon. Well, he said he's making angry dragon noises.
But he just hasn't
you
rolled
mean to-
initiative.
Because I rolled
No, he
another
did.
2.
He did roll a 2. Never mind. Never mind.
Okay, well, going into usual order, South is still last, so working as intended. Ruin, you should be ahead of this one bone boy.
Hey.
Art should be ahead of this one. Says should be ahead of this one, and then that should be as it should work. Yep, everything is in the right order, so Darrow is up first.
What I'm going to do here, when we're surrounded by just a bunch of garbage,
It's not a very nice way to talk about your friends.
I know, right?
All my spells seem like overkill. Guess I could hex, just to be safe.
Do something holy.
Unfortunately, I can't really do that very well yet. If I went angel form, I could, but that also seems excessive for a bunch of skeletons.
Do something unholy. Use your dark pact.
Yes.
Unnecessary. Like all my bigger spells really seem wasted here. But
Start hacking and slashing.
yep, I'll go forward. Got forth and face me, creatures of the afterlife. Let's hex this guy, and then I'll stab him. Do I want to? Yeah. Actually,
Picking something appropriately hexy.
do I want to? Actually, I'm better off. No, I can't. I can't do this and in the same turn. Right. So let's
That's definitively a hit on a skeleton.
poor roll, but add in dueling style, add in hex, and we'll defensive flourish. Okay, add +2 to my AC till my next turn, and that's 16 damage.
Okay. It is not yet destroyed, but
Damn it.
took out several bones. Sesh,
Oh,
next on the list.
can I shoot this one?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's not engaged with you in melee right now.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Hunter. I'm gonna drop Pass Without a Trace to cast Hunter's Mark on it.
Okay, let me do that for you.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie artichoke. Shoot. Will a 19 hit it?
A 19 will hit it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Shooting it again. 15.
still hits.
Okay, so that's 15 damage.
And as your second arrow strikes home, the skull pops off of the shoulders and smacks into the wall behind it as the rest of the bones collapse to the ground.
Okay. And then I'm going to use my last shot to shoot at the one that the arrow attacked.
Okay.
Bam.
Will also hit.
Okay. That's only 9 damage. But I'm hoping that's enough to. Yeah.
It is enough as that skeleton also collapses back to the ground.
Kill.
Bones
How are we killing
scattering.
skeletons with arrows? How does
Magic.
that work?
I mean, how are you killing skeletons with a rapier?
A fair question. Rapiers do actually have are sharp at the sides as well as the tip.
You can wiggle them up and down.
Yeah.
I figure Sej is just mostly aiming at the skulls.
Or the spines.
Mm. But yeah, they're pretty broad-headed, his arrows as well. So if he's shooting at the rib cage, they're probably going to take chunks out. But that
Right.
is his turn.
This skeleton is dead.
Those two are both dead.
This skeleton is also dead. This skeleton.
It's not. Well, it is dead, but it's animate.
It's not quite dead. Mostly dead.
If it's not dead, then it's not a skeleton.
It is going to come over here and try to smack Serge.
Oh shit! I forgot. Damn it. That's my bad. I was gonna move at the end of my turn, but I forgot. Never mind.
So this skeleton is going to go ahead and attack you. For, let's see. For 13. That's not going
No.
to hit you with your natural arm.
It is not.
Alright.
Decisions. Yeah, I'm going to. I can move through Saroth, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna move there. Stab this one.
Which one?
This one.
Okay. It will hit.
$23.
You sever something in the spinal column as the bones just collapse into a small pile.
Disengage. Cause I'm not gonna get smacked. I'm gonna disengage onto the pile of bones there.
Oh, don't worry, it can't smack it anyway, because the next one in line is the one that you killed.
Mhm.
Fuck.
Oh, I was meaning this one.
Oh.
Giving advantage to a conga line of skeletons showing up there. Not caring about the arrow.
The conga line of skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Yes, you are up. Oh.
Thinking if I should use a real spell or just.
Cast sleep. It'll work, I
Yeah.
promise.
Yeah, sure it will. Sadly, I don't have it prepared, so.
That's
I
unfortunate.
cast
So that is a weird thing. How is skeleton is not immune to sleep?
it. And I could put a flaming sphere somewhere here. Or I could just try to firebolt one of them.
How big's the flaming sphere?
It's 5 feet, so everything around it. Takes damage at the end of the turn.
So you wish to put down your fireball. So I
I
still
mean,
have that same.
I could just fireball here and kill everything.
Entirely up to you. Otherwise, I will put down your flaming sphere like you so desire.
Or I could just cantrip and kill one of them.
Your
Try to
decision.
kill one of them. I'll shoot this one with a firebolt. Hopefully hit. Nope. Not with those rolls.
It will not strike. You wish to move? Happy staying where you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here.
And then skeletons 1, 2, and 3. So, forming the conga line. Firstly, against Ruin. Can I even hit you? No.
Indeed, no.
So now the next member in the conga line. Let's go ahead and push the skeleton out of the way. Forming against Diero.
Roll
No.
a crit. Not even close.
And the last one in the conga line. 1, 3, 4. Coming up against South. Can I hit you? No. Sturges was the best fight I'm going to have in this place.
And probably skeletons are just absolute garbage.
They are. Absolute trash. Ruin, you're up.
Alright, start hacking.
Don't cheat.
Wow.
And these are buffed skeletons. Holy shit, they're rolling at a +6. What the fuck?
They are extremely buff skeletons.
Where's my fighting spirit?
Is it an orc skeleton or is this a dwarf skeleton?
It's hard to tell, really.
Yeah, I'm gonna use fighting spirit to get an advantage and just roll again. Okay, 17. Does that hit?
That will hit.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
I'm just against the one right in front of you.
Yes, in my front. 11.
Okay.
Second attack.
At least it's not an elephant skeleton. That would be terrifying.
Mammoth skeleton. That is a crit. I'm
Beast
going to
Force
tell you now,
Smash.
it's probably dead.
Oops.
It is
Double click.
extremely dead. You just cleave the skull into the floor and it disintegrates.
Well, since I have my fighting spirit on, might as well go action surge and hit the next guy in the line.
In front of Diero.
Yeah.
Do it to it.
There we go. With advantage. Talon.
That will hit.
12.
12. Now, next skeleton in line is this one. Fortunately, there's literally too much of a conga line now. So he's going to kind of push in here and climb on top of a box trying to get at Sedge.
There was
So-
space here.
There is, but there won't be. So taking a swing at Sedge.
You.
Altor is losing all the muffin privileges.
For 8 more damage to Sedge.
I'm gonna start taking his milkshakes now.
Oh, oh, that's cruel.
I'm evoking your BAP privileges.
My what?
BAP privileges.
You can't,
Watch me.
you bastard.
This one is going to move in and attack Ruin. I swear this will work this time. 23.
Ooh, pretty close. Let me look at my sheet. And the answer is, I believe.
So if you're going
I
to tell
think
me you
that's
have
my-
24 AC right now.
No, I don't have 24 AC. I was seeing if it was 23 or not. It's it's that's a hit.
And it will hit you for a 7. It's the first time I've damaged you in like 2 months.
Mm.
Because normally I just one-shot South and then everyone else is fine.
Yep.
Speaking of, South, you're up. You're surrounded by skelly bones.
Yep, I can't really maneuver around them, so I'm just gonna smack.
Smite.
That's kind of a waste to smite these things.
Probably
Just no
is, yeah.
skeleton. Like this one.
Skeletons.
That'll hit.
Did me the advantage, but it bothers him anyway. That's an 8. That's a 9.
A 9. Points.
Is that a death or
No.
okay? Striking again.
That'll also hit.
Strike for 12.
And with that, you will cleave it down.
Bye bye, skeleton.
Yeah. From Dominic.
All right. So there's 3 dudes still alive. How many of them have been injured?
Just the one in front of you.
How injured? Yeah, fuck it. I'm just going to blast them.
So I started blasting.
Yes.
That is a hit. Which is 1 less skeleton as you blast it with force.
Okay, and level 5, I get 2 of these. So I'll also blast this dude.
Is it level 5 or is it 5th level warlock?
It's nothing to do with warlock level. It's once you are 5th level, because it's not a warlock ability or anything. It's a spell that only warlocks can get, and that's part of the power of the spell. Spell descriptions, Eldritch Blast. Eldritch Blast, yes. The spell creates more than 1 beam when you reach higher level. 2 beams at 5th level, 3 beams at blah, blah, blah. You can direct the beams at the same target or at different ones. Make a separate attack for each beam.
Yeah, I just wanted to check because I know some things are like basically on class level, whereas some things are just level in general.
Oh no, it's not the various improvements I can make to it if I gain more warlock levels. So
yeah, I just wanted to be clear, so yeah, go ahead and roll. So which target as well?
This one, the one that's next to Seroth.
Yep, that'll hit. Also, unfortunately, you didn't say it beforehand, but you forgot to move your head.
No, the problem is that I can't cast. Pretty sure you can't cast multiple spells in one turn, right? Or am I crazy?
I think you can move your hex as like a bonus action.
I can. Oh.
If you've already cast it on something, you can just move it.
No, I know that. Normally I'd like bonus action then stab it, but I thought I couldn't. Bonus action to. Oh wait, no, it's not a separate spell. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's just you're just selecting a new target that the hex moves to. It doesn't.
Then I probably would have put the hex on this new guy, but I guess I didn't declare it, and I don't care.
Yeah. So just that.
I'm gonna move my hunter's mark.
Okay. Marking up.
That's not gonna hit, is it?
No.
That's gonna hit.
Yeah, well, yes.
Okay. 13.
So Skellybone is also out of the fight. Alright.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's me. Hi, Skelly Bones. Can I go, like, up here? Or is that not a, like how the skeleton went up?
Hmm?
Can I move up here?
Yeah, those are sort of benches and crates that you can jump over. Like they're only like, 1.5 to 2 feet off the ground, so
Yeah, okay. So, not terrible. I'll move up. I can move here. Hi, Skelly Bones. And go stabby stabby. Hopefully do something decent. Does 25 hit?
no.
No.
Of course it does.
A double click, sorry. It's 7 and 12. Yeah, double clicking. So 19.
It is alive.
It's probably dead. The dead is dead.
No, it's alive.
Oh, that one hasn't been smacked yet.
Nope.
Right. That's fine. Thing's fine. Because I can still disengage. I'll disengage back here. Bye. Bye.
Pock you up.
Another strike. It's 5 out time. All of them injured? No. I'm just there. Let's fire at the top one. Oh, 19 might actually hit something. But does it?
Indeed. It is a hit.
11 fire damage.
To the middle one,
The top one.
the top one. And its bones will crack.
Yay! That's one dead.
Yay!
That is a dead skelly bone. That is also a dead skelly bone. That is a live skelly bone. Smack south. He deserves it. No, you should roll damage. No, you just take 10 damage.
Fuck your
14,
heavy armor.
14 does not hit you.
Nope.
Ruin.
Alright. Was either of these damaged? I forget.
Yes, both were.
Okay. Maybe I can finish them off both. I'll move behind them here and then between them here. I'll get advantage on the one that's between me and Darrow. Let's see, and attack that one. Die.
Okay.
Is it dead?
Yes.
Then I'll
Dead
attack
Skelly
the other one.
Bones.
Die. Skeleton.
Again.
Both will hit.
No, actually, I don't think that one hits
Actually-
because I didn't have advantage.
Oh yeah,
on
that one. Well, yeah, you don't have advantage for that. So yeah, that one's
Yeah.
a miss.
Yeah. That's it for me then.
And it is his turn. Smack
Everybody
Sage.
laugh at him.
Watch him crit.
You might be muted, darling. I can't hear you.
You
I
have
take it
lost.
that's a hit.
I'm taking that as you've lost muffin, milkshake, and God knows what other privileges.
She's gonna start eating my fucking desserts next.
I'm gonna steal your ketchup.
You fucking wouldn't.
I would.
You take 8 more points of damage.
Yes, I know. I saw that.
But don't worry, I'll make it up to you. I'll give you a +3 bow or something next week.
Yeah,
Still has ketchup.
So,
yeah. He would starve to death if I stole his ketchup and hid it.
that is not true because I just come through there and steal yours.
I would hide them both.
Also, you would struggle to hide them because you'd have to find somewhere that I would never normally look,
That's a miss.
like my sock drawer.
Striking again. That's not much better.
Oh my god!
That second one is a hit.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Wow.
Barely.
We'll take barely.
No, it's dead.
14 damage.
And the last of the skeletons falls beneath the blade of your axe.
Does Sej need healing?
Fucking do. I'm like down to half health. Thank you, darling.
What?
How much health are
Right.
you missing?
Like 19?
So if you drank 2 healing potions, you'd be topped off.
And you do have something like 30 of them.
We,
Good. I'm
10.
Speaking of
We
I'm actually
had
going to take
10.
one myself.
we had 10. So Saroth took 2 to put into his personal, so there's 8. So I mean, Art could take 2 out, and
You've probably lost track of some somewhere because I'm pretty sure I've given you a lot more than 10.
Speaking of which, how much did I heal again? 1d8?
10.
10.
With full. Okay. So I'm back up to 40.
I
took
mean,
20 damage.
it is possible that I lost track of a couple of them because a lot of the times in the early ones when you were handing them out, I thought someone else had taken track of them. It's quite possible, but yeah, Art will, once all the skelly bones have stopped moving, she'll go over to Sej and healing potion.
I'll drink them, yeah.
I think Sej will be drinking them while crunching some bones.
Nah, skeleton bones aren't good.
No,
They're too dry.
not chewing, like crunching as in stepping on. Stomping. Clawing, snapping, something.
Okay. But yeah, I've drunk 2 potions.
So now you're topped off.
Yep.
Tons of skellies everywhere.
Skelly bones.
Indeed. Is there anything valuable in this room?
Looking around. Most of the weapons that are either on the skeletons or falling off the racks are quite rusted and not much value to them anymore. Can't detect anything magical within the room.
Where did that necromantic aura come from, or is that just something that might happen? Bunch of skeletons.
Yeah, is there still necromancy here?
Nothing you can detect.
Alright, looks like we fixed it.
Yeah, but what caused it in the first place?
Just
Oh,
the
that
skeletons
what
being animated
caused?
magically.
Yes, but why were they animated magically? Smartass.
I imagine.
Because we
necromancy-
needed combat encounter right here.
Pretty much.
Is this thing like a passageway to somewhere else, or what the hell is this?
I believe it is a support pillar.
Oh, okay.
Part of the collapsed roof.
All
Or
right,
possibly a
so-
fire pit. It's hard to tell.
So this is a room filled with death. I got you. Well, skeletons, whatever. It's a skeleton closet. So
Where you keep your skeletons.
It was the old armory.
Was. I'm
Alright.
just gotta keep lamenting my thieves' tools.
So where do we go from here?
You have two passageways that lead to the north. You have the passageway back in the northwest from the entrance, and the passageway to the east.
Can we hear any sounds from any direction?
Perception.
Ooh, token.
Oh, I shouldn't have advantage on.
Yeah. Search can hear very faintly occasional cracking noises coming from the north.
From the north, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Nothing from the east?
Dripping water occasionally, but nothing really drawing your attention from that direction.
Okay.
Wonder if there's an underground lake or something. Keep dripping. Unless it's just stalagmites. Stalactite?
I mean, yeah, the existence of stalagmites suggests that there's water that seeps through here from above somewhere.
That is true.
So it's just, I think, general dank, drippy caviness. Am I right, darling?
Mostly.
Mostly. Okay.
So going north it goes towards cracking sounds, and going east, I think it's east.
And also, there's one other thing as well that you can see. I'll show you a bit further down this tunnel here of what you can see.
Which tunnel? Okay.
And
Okay.
also, further ahead down, you can see sort of a pale green glow off in this direction.
Indeed. So we have glows or noises.
I see a door, and doors are always great.
That one has like a cracking sound behind it. Could it either
Door.
something breaking or
doors exist to be kicked.
Sort of somewhere between cracking and crunching.
Hmm.
That sounds like a door that needs to be kicked.
What? To me, it looks like this skelly right here is kind of just doing a model pose.
It's chilling a bit.
And he's about to
God.
thrust his hips.
God, now I can see it.
All right.
The spot was just so good for sunbathing, he never wanted to leave.
So don't look at this one then.
Which one?
Oh, the one down in the skeleton closet.
Oh,
Yeah.
he looks like he's kind of napping.
What the fuck?
What the fuck, what the fuck?
What?
What's up?
Lost him.
No, I need to check some shit.
Okay.
Pick a direction. Where do you wish to go?
Yeah. So green glow is that way. Crunching noise is that way.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yes. Very faint crunching noises.
Death
Very
or
faint
death?
green glow. So.
I think I need to go, guys. A
Oh,
okay.
okay.
little early, but
Well, it's close to time
I
anyway.
was gonna say it's only a few minutes early, and we're kind of at a crossroads. So.
yes. But yeah. All right. It was a lot of fun. Catch you guys later. Bye.
Have a good
Yeah.
one.
Bye.
Bye, Reeve.
Should we just pack it up here then, and we'll make a decision next week?
Yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
seems best.
All right.
And we'll think of a name.
It may
Always think
come
of
up
a name.
as some sort of importance in future. Who knows?
No muffins for GMs.
Yeah.
None of your business.
No muffins, just MacGuffins.
Like when people ask our name, we just say, none of your business.
Well, you don't have to be rude.
No, that's the name. It's none of your business.
Who's on first? Yes. Yes, I'm not really revoking muffin privileges. I'm just going to be very disappointed.
I think
Like I
that's
said, I will
worse.
make it up to you
Mhm.
with head scratches.
Yes, we will be called the NUF. Oh, what does NUF stand for? None of your fucking business.
I like it. That was good though. It was a good session.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Indeed.
Hope Reeves alright though, because he just had to rush out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think apart from the storm, there's probably something else going on though.
Probably.
Quite possibly. But hopefully nothing bad.
Indeed you do. Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, alrighty. I'll catch you later, guys.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So yeah.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.
Yep. Thanks for running.